Here we go, yeah, at the top of the glass on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday, yet again, right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after my boy DZ. Shout out to ATB. Shout out to my... Right after ATB, shout out to my boy DZ. What is going on, Candle Mafia? Welcome in to another amazing Frankie Candles live stream. We got an amazing show for you guys tonight. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. Yikes. Bitcoin taking a little bit of a tumble to the downside here, guys. And I want to talk about kind of the recent price action. This move to the downside, is this something to be alarmed of? Or is this just a healthy correction before we yeet right back up to higher prices? And I will say this, guys, I'm not that happy. And it's not because Bitcoin's not going to the moon. It's not because Bitcoin dumped. It's simply because Bitcoin is back in its sideways range, which is super boring. But we're going to break it down. Is this a horrible crash? Is this a healthy correction? We're going to be covering all that. We're going to be taking a look at the key levels on Bitcoin to the upside, to the downside. We'll also be checking in on XRP, which is getting somewhat of a correction. I do think it's pretty funny. Like, everybody's like, oh my God, XRP's crashing. It's like, it 2x'd yesterday. It pumped 100% yesterday. You got to expect these corrections to come. People are going to take profits at the top. So we're going to be taking a look at XRP as well as the rest of the altcoins, guys. So don't spam them in chat just yet. Save them for the end of the live stream, and then go ahead and spam your, not the end of the live stream, about halfway through, we will take a look at the altcoins. But yeah, Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know. But guys, we got a lot to look at today as we have finally gotten some kind of volatility to the upside, now to the downside. Let's just hope we don't continue to bing-bong around at these levels because we might winding up with a lot of more boring sideways action, which makes for horrible YouTube content. But before we jump into it, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. More spins, more wins, more free crypto, more free hats, more free premium Discord memberships. You never know what we're going to give away on this channel. So smash that like button, guys, and let's go ahead and say what's up to the Candle Mafia before we go ahead and jump on into the charts. Shout out to Dave Digital wishing Rob the Crypto Snob a happy birthday. Shout out to Crypto Billy said, I just want to begin the streets. I didn't realize Crypto Billy started that, guys. But shout out to Crypto Billy. He said, I just wanted to begin the stream to wish Rob a happy birthday. Shout out to Rob, guys. You guys know Rob has a birthday every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. But shout out to Crypto Billy and shout out to Rob. Happy birthday. Thank you for the super chat, Billy. And then Dave Digital following up with a happy birthday, Rob. Thank you for the super chat, Dave. We'll have to send that money to Rob for his birthday. Shout out to you guys. We got Justin in the chat. He said, what is a market cap anyway? Shout out to Justin. I don't know what that's in regards to, but shout out to Justin. Thank you for being here. We can talk about market cap a little bit if you want, but shout out to Mike Volmer. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Gary C., not to be confused with Gary G., our boy Gary Ginsler. Shout out to Creighton C., not to be confused with Gary C. The C's get confusing, guys. Shout out to Creighton C. He just starting off with POC. Creighton C and Gary C are big fans of the POC. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for being here. We got Frankie Candles in the chat saying, hey, yo, what's up, Candle Mafia? That was me, guys. Shout out to Jason Smith. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Darren says, sorry, Rob, for being one of the first ones to wish you a happy birthday way back. Darren, this is all your fault. Now Rob has a birthday every day. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Shout out to Loon C or Lunk. 210, what is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. Shout out to Creators Crypto. What is going on? Let me scroll down here and get a few more people in here before we jump on into the charts. We got James Armstrong, not to be confused with Ben Armstrong. They are related, though. I'm just kidding. I don't think they are. It's a good day for a sugar rush. Let's go. Shout out to James M. Shout out to Kenny O. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here. We got Flippin' Keys says, what is up, Frankie? French Toaster in the house. It's amazing, really. Shout out to French Toaster. We got CC in the house. How about me? CC, I want to fit in. CC, you're now part of the club. You're part of the CM. Shout out to CC. Let's go. Let's see. Cisco Kid, what is going on? Shout out to you, man. Crypto Sauce in the house. We got Destroyer Crypto Billy, Captain Kirk, Tyler Durden, Rob the Crypto Snob, D Petty Crypto Guys, Tony D, Chemistry Bro. You guys know the mods. Hit them up in chat and show them some love, guys. They help us out so much with the channel. And Crypto Billy with a gifted 20 memberships. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Guys, Crypto Billy's a legend. Mr. Wolf, Billy, you're going to get Mr. Wolf all riled up. Mr. Wolf, please stay in your seat, sir. I appreciate the support, but please take a break. Please take a break. Shout out to Crypto Billy. He's filling in for Mr. Wolf today and Hannah King. We appreciate you, Billy. And shout out to Shizo. Or maybe it's Schizo. I don't know. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for that super chat. Said, happy birthday, Rob. Let's go. Yeah, Crypto Billy just out here like Oprah. You get a membership. You get a membership. Everybody gets memberships. Bing bong. Jesus. Did you see that? That was a misfire, guys. Bing bong. New batteries, guys. We need new batteries in the Bing bong cannon. Shout out to the CandleMafia. No, I think it's fine, actually. Let's see. Pew. Not good. Not, guys. Guys, this is not going as planned. Maybe there's too much in here? Too much money? Hold up, guys. We got to fix the Bing Bong cannon. What is going on here? Flip the money upside down, maybe? Does that help? Oh, my God. That was the problem, guys. I had the projectiles in backwards. Bing bong. Let's go. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Happy Friday, guys. I will say, some of you guys might say, wow, this guy's a lunatic. He's really high energy. But I'll be honest with you guys. I apologize if this stream is low energy. I think I outstreamed myself yesterday. I streamed for like 6 hours straight on my show, Debate Crypto, and then another one of our shows, and Ben's show. I didn't do his whole show. I just did the TA section. But, yeah, I'm trying to push through this Friday, guys. I am very, very tired, but I'm going to try to keep the energy up for you. And with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead. We got a lot to look at, so let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Oh, interesting. I messed up this little, it says how to trade VPs. I have the wrong section in here. Anyway, but guys, here we are. Bitcoin taking a big tumble to the downside. Is this something to worry about, or is this just a healthy correction? In my opinion, guys, well, let's break it down. Let's come up to the weekly, and let's talk about what we've been talking about for quite some time. Now, I'm not saying we're going to zero. I'm not saying we're going to zero. I'm not saying we're dumping down to lower lows or anything like that, but I will say, on the weekly. Now, this weekly candle is not closed, but this may wind up being some kind of a bearish hammer candle or a shooting star candle, which could indicate a trend reversal as we have come up to very important resistance. And I want to talk about kind of the bearish case here today, guys, and the bullish case as well. I see someone said, yeah, shout out to Bow S&W, said bull flag, bull flag, bull flag, bull flag, bull flag. I forget. Yeah, well, anyway, he's saying bull flag. Not impossible to see that there. However, sometimes these bull flags can carry on for quite some time. But I'm going to break it down, kind of what I'm expecting here in the short and medium term. Are we going to get a bounce from where we are right now, or do we have further down to go? And I will say, starting off on the weekly, in the short term, guys, I am going to be watching the weekly very, very closely, looking for that VWAP to potentially get closer to that zero line. And maybe if we get some kind of a dump over the weekend, we could get that red dot on the weekly momentum waves. And you want to remember, guys, we do still have a technical bearish divergence forming, not printing just yet or confirming, but it is printing here on the weekly time frame. Now, this is not like, typically, this is a very bearish sign. And it is bearish, right? But money flow is coming up, so I wouldn't expect this weekly bull div. Now, this is why context is so important when talking about trading and TA. Look at the context of this kind of signal here. Look at this bearish divergence that we had on the weekly last time. The last weekly bear div that we had, or the last significant one at least, was on this higher high of our all-time high with our lower high on our momentum waves, giving us that bearish divergence, and that literally, guys, this is why divergences are so fire. And this is also a big reason why we were looking for the bottom to be here in at 15.5, right? I'm going to talk about it. It has to do with the weekly bearish divergence, right? Or weekly divergences in general. The last bearish divergence that we got on the weekly time frame literally called the top of the market almost to the candle. Almost to the candle. Right here, you printed that bearish divergence. Now imagine if you went for just a testament, guys, just a testament to how we trade. I want to take a look here. What if you went to the 4-hour time frame and you go back to the top of the bull market and you take a look at kind of how we trade things? What would we have seen here if we were looking at this as a sideways range? Well, I'll tell you what I would have seen. I would have seen on the 4-hour higher highs on our price. I would have also seen lower highs on our momentum waves here, giving us a slight bearish divergence on the 4-hour. But not only that, you also had one right here as well with higher highs on your price right here, lower highs on your momentum waves right here. So you also had a 4-hour bear div there as well. But if we were looking at this live, guys, we would be looking at this likely as a sideways range, right? And this is kind of off topic, but I do just want to show this because I see it, right? We deviated from that value area high. We got a 4-hour bear div down here, up here, right? So you could have looked to get into a short here, right? And then you're looking to lose that value area low. And even if you were locally entering this short, looking to target the value area low, sure, maybe you took profits here. However, now I want to be clear. I did not get into this trade. But I'm just saying, based off the way we trade, this is kind of how you could have caught the top of the bull market. Not only do you have a, I don't know if I would call this like a macro bear div, but you have this longer bear div here. Then you also have this more local bear div right here. And you could have looked for short positions, looking to take profit at the value area high, looking for acceptance back into the range to come down to the low. You could take a little more profit there. But literally, if you got into that short, guys, you would have literally shorted the top of the bull market. And the reason I bring this up is not because that's a trade that I took or you should have taken that trade or anything like that. You also had the weekly bearish divergence, which, again, called the top of the market literally almost to the candle. So with that being said, what is happening here? What is the context here? Well, you also had money flow cruising to the downside, right? Like if you're looking at this candle right here on the weekly, you're saying, hey, money flow has been coming out. We have the bearish divergence. This could wind up being very bad. Now, same thing. It's same, but different, right? Right here, you do have the bear div, slightly higher high on your price action, lower high on your momentum wave. But look at money flow. This is very, 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 very important. Look at money flow. This crossing over into the green would make me not short this thing to zero. I would be looking for a simple scalp short. If you are short from the top here, this would be a scalp short because money flow would indicate that the trend will likely continue to the upside in the long term. But it could cause a small, on the weekly, a small pullback. Now this on the 5, 6, 7, or 8 hour would look like an absolute nuke show. Right? But on the weekly, you would simply just be coming down to put in a higher low before continuing back up in your uptrend. And this is more likely what I would expect because of the money flow crossing over into the green. But this bearish divergence is likely to give us some kind of a move, just maybe not a move down to zero, right? So we're keeping an eye on that, guys. That could be kind of a start to the bearish case. Now, we've talked about this for quite some time, and then everybody thought we were breaking out yesterday, and now we are simply just back in the range, and I want to talk about that. I definitely want to talk about that and what you could have been looking at and what we were looking at to try to figure out if we were going to get a legitimate breakout or just a quick little pop-up before a pop-down. We're going to talk about it because we've been looking at it on the live stream for like weeks, or not weeks, but I would say days. Just another testament to the bull divs here, guys, right? Bearish divergence at the value, at the bull market top here, right? And what happened at the bottom here, we had a bull div that likely was the thing that put in the bottom for Bitcoin, right? Because what's happening, just like we had a bear div here with money flow coming out, and that was the start of the bull market, the bear market, when you have a bullish divergence where money flow was kind of coming out, but now money flow is coming back up. That is, a big reason why the bottom could be in at 15.5, right? So I just wanted to kind of point that out. But this weekly bear div is something we'll be watching on Sunday to see if it winds up printing, because if it does, it could give us more downside. Again, though, longer-term sentiment would be to come down, put a higher low in, and then continue to the upside, not short it to zero. Moving on down the time frames here. 4-day, looking for the red dot, getting very close. Now, obviously, you are going to get these bearish divergences on the lower daily time frames first before they pop up on the weekly, but we are looking for the red dot on the 4-day, looking for the red dot on the 3-day, and also looking for the, oh, God, guys. If this mouse bugs out one more time, guys, I indeed will smash this mouse live. I will smash this mouse. Smash Mouth. Shout out to Smash Mouth. I will smash this mouse live on camera. I'm kidding. I probably won't, but it's really annoying. Anyway, We have this bearish divergence potentially looking to print very, very soon in maybe 2 hours. Again, more of a bearish sign than anything. And this is what we've been looking at on the channel for quite some time, guys. The higher daily time frames are looking like they want to cool off before we get our next big leg to the upside. Now, and I want to talk about the big leg to the upside because we've been looking at very specific things in specific bearish cases. And the pump from yesterday, right? We got a little bit of a pump yesterday. It really wasn't anything crazy. XRP, it's weird because I feel like everything was feeling like I feel like XRP ripping that hard made people see this little pump on Bitcoin as something bigger than it was, right? Like people were thinking this was bigger than it actually was. Like we barely broke these highs from the top of the range. So it wasn't as explosive as a pump as I think a lot of people thought it was. XRP, on the other hand, absolutely went to the moon. Bitcoin really just continued to range. But we did get a little bit of a breakout, and obviously in a bullish environment like that with XRP going crazy, you have to expect that you could continue up, right? So that's probably why everyone's sentiment was very bullish. But looking at the charts here, guys, these higher daily time frames, like not only the two, like look, that 2-day had a VWAP flip, and now we're getting a VWAP flop. So this is a 2-day bearish divergence. 2-day bearish divergence is printing here, guys. Now, it's not the cleanest bearish divergence, but it's definitely there with money flow coming out. Not the best look. And again, before we had, like, this was not really a breakout. This was a fake out for sure. Even before this candle printed, before we got the big dump, it was still a fake out because we did not decisively break out of the macro range. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. And this brings me back to the higher daily time frames. These all have the VWAP coming down, indicating that we may want to cool off before getting our next big move up. This is one of the biggest things that we've been looking at that kind of made me think when we're trying to analyze this range, trying to figure out if this is going to break to the downside or the upside. I almost said the left side or the upside. One of the biggest things we were looking at were the higher daily time frame VWAPs crossing over that zero line, looking for the green, looking for the red dots. And then we were also looking at the medium hourly time frames, having the money flow coming to the downside, right? Generally trending down here on the 6 hour. The 8 hour also trending to the downside. Money flow trending to the downside. You also are printing an 8-hour bearish divergence. This is something we were looking at earlier today, anticipating a potential move down. 8-hour bear dip. Definitely a bearish look. And like you have a bear dip from this high to this higher high and this high to this lower high. And then you have a more local one right here. Higher highs, lower highs, right? And then money flow and VWAP were already happening. Again, money flow was making us expect a move to the downside first. Now, we haven't gotten that move to the downside yet. Really, what that money flow was indicating to me was that we would break down below the range before our next big leg up. And again, I want to stress, this was not our next big leg up. By next leg up, I'm talking 33K, 34K, big steps to the upside, decisive breakouts of the range, right? 8-hour money flow coming out with printing bear divs. 6-hour, confirmed bear div, money flow coming out. You can see it. Whoops. You can see here, money flow coming out, bear div confirmed. 4-hour, finally looking to cross over into the red. This is really the thing we've been really looking at, guys. Money flow consistently coming out on the 4-hour time frame. Cruising to the downside. Not looking that good, right? And especially when you compare this with the red dots printing on these higher daily time frames, and now we have the bear div on the 2-day, and we are potentially going to print a bear div on the daily time frame, guys. Lower highs, come on. Lower highs on your momentum waves with higher highs on price. And this is something we've talked about on this live stream, talking about, guys, what happens. I should find the clip because it's important to know when next time we're in a situation like this. And now, just because we didn't break out here does not mean that we're guaranteed to break down. We could hold support at the bottom of the range and then move back up and then finally break out. However, the higher daily time frames are not saying that that is likely. The money flow on a lot of the hourly time frames are not saying that is likely. It is looking more likely that we could indeed get the breakdown before that next leg up. And they faked everybody out here, took out these highs one last time, and then ripped it right back down. So looking for this daily bear div to print in about 1 hour and 53 minutes and 26 seconds. So this is another thing to look at. This is more bearish than bullish. So when you have all these bearish signs, 2-day bear div, 3, 4, 5, 6, day time frames looking for red dots and bearish divergences, and the weekly VWAP cooling down. I don't know if you'll get the red dot. It really depends on the weekly, depending on the price action we're going to get coming up here over the next couple of days. But when all of these time frames look like they want to cool off, not dump to zero, cool off, it could cause a pretty massive dump on something like the 4-hour with money flow coming out. So again, my sentiment still remains the same. Yesterday was obviously we had to open up our minds to potentially getting that breakout to the upside. And I'm going to talk about why this was not the next big leg up, regardless of this dump. Like even if right now, if we were hanging out right here, like that is not our next leg up. Like this is just like deviating from the range, right? And let me turn that off again. But we're going to talk about the levels in just a second. But guys, general sentiment right now. Higher time frames still look like they want to cool off. It does look like they wanted to go grab some more liquidity before pushing it back to the downside. 4-hour money flow still coming out, more of a bearish sign. I cannot unsee the money flow, and especially now that it's looking like that on the higher time frames, like the 10-hour, like the 8-hour. It's like just definitely, especially with the bearish divergences, it's definitely looking a little bit more like we might want to come down first before going up. And let's pull up the levels really quickly here and talk about why. This was, let's just talk. Let's just talk real quick. Let me hide all this stuff, right? So here we are. These are the levels we've been looking at on the live stream forever, all the way since, we've been in this range, all the way back here since June 20th. And we have this local range, sideways, sideways, sideways. And you guys will know, I think I said the day before yesterday on the live stream, talking about how, guys, if we break out of this, I'm not expecting higher prices for Bitcoin until we break this high. If we break the local high, local range high, I'm not looking for a moonshot. I'm looking for a move up to the value area high of the macro range. And then if we wind up decisively breaking out of there, that's where you look for higher prices. However, we broke above here, and then we came back down to test the support, and we broke back below. And what did we do? Guys, I hate to beat a dead horse. Somebody call the ASPCA, though, because what happened here? We went from the local range high, or basically the POC. I'm going to smash the mouse, guys. Anyway, take a look. If we get a bounce off of this, when we got a bounce off of this POC, we went from the POC to the value area high, back kind of to the POC, and then we broke out of the local range, tested the macro value area high, and then pushed up. Now you're thinking like, okay, are we going to hold this as support? This is not a confirmed breakout, really, in my book, until you hold support decisively on top of the value area high and move up. But what happened? You actually did exactly what you would expect when getting accepted back into the range. You break up, you try to hold it as support, boop, 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 boop. You can't do it. You break back down, bearish retest, and Creighton C. Where does price go? When you break above the POC value area high and you get back below it and you cannot break above, you get the bearish retest. And where do you go? Dave Digital coming in quick. Oh, Armin coming in quick. Where do you go? To the POC. Where are we sitting right now? Right on the POC, not only of the macro range, but also the local range. Are we learning here? Shout out to learning if you're in here. Are we understanding how these things work? This is the cheat code to the charts. This is the crystal ball. This is how you can predict what price is going to do before it happens. Because of the laws of the volume profile. Shout out to the volume profile, baby. I saw this morning, guys, and I could not wait to show this to you. Although I'm sure a lot of you guys see it, and you're like, okay, maybe that crazy guy screaming into the camera kind of does know what he's looking at. But, I mean, just textbook, guys. You could have looked for the breakout. We couldn't hold the support. As soon as you get below this value area high, you're looking for a retest, and then that confirmation or that rejection. And then once you reject, you can consider that being accepted back into the range, and you're expecting a move down to the POC. You could even use this local range as to find some other levels, right? So you could have looked to maybe take some profit at that local value area high because you know that's a likely place to bounce. If you come down to a low enough time frame, you could probably see we probably did get caught up there in some capacity. Let me spawn the level really quickly. Come on. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Did we respect it? Whoops. Didn't want me to move that level. Did we respect it at all, or did we just smash right through it? Let's see. Let me get rid of this. So you didn't... You can't make it up, guys. You didn't get a bounce off of it, really, but you cracked below it, and you bearishly retested the local value area high with the confirmation of a yellow X, guys. This is really what you want to see. Breakdown, bearish retest, and the confirmation of a blood diamond or a yellow X usually increases the hit rate that you will come to that POC. So not only did you come down and then bearishly retest the value area high before nuking to that POC, but you also... You know, if you were looking for potential bounces, you could have looked here, but once you broke below here and got accepted back into this volume profile or this local range, you would have expected to come down to that POC. And again, it's exactly what happened. And now we are bouncing on top of that POC. So, guys, literally, yo, Wick 589, the P Frankie Candles face emoji C. Yes, it is. Yeah, it makes no sense how accurate these are. And like, this is why this is such a powerful tool, right? Well, it's not why it's a powerful tool, but that's why I use it so often, right? So, again, not getting excited till we crack this high, guys. This is the real high we have to break out of. Everybody, I think, saw the breakout of this range. It's like, oh my God. But it's like, hey, we got to hold these levels up here. But anyway, either way, are we going to zero? Is this a really, really bad sign? Because it's like Frankie Candles, like if the higher daily time frames are looking to cool off, you see the bear divs on the 8-hour. That's kind of a high time frame too, and money flow coming out. It seems like we might dump. But the previous value area, yo, hold up. Shout out to Johnny Two Pockets. Johnny Two Pockets, you, my friend, are asking the right question because you understand that although not guaranteed, yeah, shout out to Ziva Crypto Girl. What is going on? Yeah, we won't go to zero. Inspector Chris, we're definitely not going to zero. But Johnny Two Pockets is asking where the value area low is. The previous value area low, the reason he's asking that, guys, is because he knows that once you reject the value area high, you're likely to come to the POC. And if you lose the POC, he knows that's probably going to be the next stop for Bitcoin, right? If you lose that POC in the local value area low. And that answer to that question is there are two. There is one at 28.8K. And there's also one down here at about 28.678. And I would make that kind of a range. So if you wound up coming down here, I would also take the top of this blue box into account. So if we could get support here, we could get support on 28.8, which I will go ahead and just put a horizontal line there. So we may get support here. I will be looking for longs down here. If we get a move back into the blue box, I will look for a potential bounce off of the 28.8K level. And then we could look down to the value area low. So kind of this whole blue box is going to be a very, very key level of support. And to answer your question, is the Bitcoin rally over? Are we going to get a big correction here? It depends on your definition of big. A lot of people are going to be freaking out if we lose this value area, right? A lot of people are going to be losing their mind, but I am not. I am going to be really looking for this to be the major support level. And even if we break this value area temporarily, I really wouldn't be getting super bearish because we could potentially, if we pull our, we could potentially come down to our old POC at 26.8 and still put in a higher low on the higher time frames to continue this uptrend to the upside. And again, I don't think the rally is over in the long term. Again, even if we break through this, even if we break down to the bottom of this value area and beyond, I don't think the rally is over because of the money flow on the higher time frames. But Frank, you just said that the higher time frames look like they want to cool off. I did. They do. But it's really money flow that you want to look at, right? Like even the 2-day money flow could cross over into the red, but what I'm looking at is the higher time frames. The 6-day money flow is in the green. VWAP's coming down, which would indicate potentially that breakdown to the value area low at 28.8 or back down to the POC at about what I say, whatever it was, 28.6 of the old value area that we were trading in, right? So as long as we don't break these lows down here, I will remain somewhat bullish for in the long term for that uptrend to continue. But everybody's going to be calling for zero, guys. If we wind up coming down here, people are going to be calling for 10K. And I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I'm just saying make your own decision. right? Like if we get down here and they're calling for 10K, those bears are not going to get in my head. Now, if we start breaking like down here towards like closer to 20K and below, that's where you could start to, I would still be thinking probably going to put in a higher low, not a lower low. But, once you get down there, you can reassess the situation. But if we get down here, the bears are going to call for 10K, and I am not going to be calling for 10K. So just keep that in mind. But those are the key levels we need to watch. I would love to hold this value area, right? Because we rejected the high. We could be on our way to the low, and then we could look for longs at the low to potentially attack the high again. And then maybe by the time you get that cool off to the value area low and you're able to get that long position, maybe at that time, right down here, the daily time frames had already cooled off, and by the time we get down here, maybe they're rolling back to the upside, and then we can look for longs down here in anticipation of attacking this value area high after a healthy correction and all the higher time frames have reset, and they could then indicate that we are about to pump and break the range to the upside. And yeah, that is what I'm looking at, guys. That's really what I'm looking at. Again, like we had one day of excitement, and here we are just back in that sideways local range, holding the range lows. And yeah, not impossible to get. I mean, even down here, guys, like 30-minute money flow crossing over into the red. What do we usually see when that happens? With an 8-hour red dot printing, not even bringing up the bear div. That usually means that you could, not usually, I should say it oftentimes could indicate a big move or a bigger move to the downside is upon us. But again, it is not all bears and fires, right? Again, like if you ask me, are you bullish or bearish? I'm really bullish. But just in the short term, with the money flow coming out and the bear divs forming here, it does look like we may want to cool off a little bit more. And now you guys have the levels to be looking at to the downside. Now, let's say Asia wakes up and decides to pump Bitcoin and says, hey, that's a nice dip. Let's buy it up and rip it to the upside. Well, they didn't do that yesterday. That's for sure. You would have thought that would have happened, right? The markets aren't just that simple. But you would have thought like, hey, they probably would have woke up and seen that XRP mooned and they wanted to rip it to the upside. But what was I telling you guys, right? And again, it's not that I could have been wrong about this. I don't say what did I tell you as in like, you should have 100% listened to me. I'm just saying, what were we talking about yesterday? You have to keep this open mind. You would think that Asia would wake up, see that XRP mooned, and then rip it higher, which is definitely something that could have happened. But what we were talking about was, listen, that's not a guarantee. What they could see is a big, massive pump on Bitcoin, on XRP, and then they look at their portfolios and they're up big time, and then they're going to want to go ahead and take profits, right? So, I'll get into that another time, but that's probably what wound up happening. They probably woke up, wound up taking profits, and then, people started to think maybe it was going to nuke. Maybe there was some panic selling. But again, like this doesn't look horrible. You have to think, guys, we had over 100% pump, I believe, or almost 100%, right? From this little wick all the way to the top, about 100%, right? Like, a measly little, what'd we correct? Let's see. Wick to wick, 28% on 100% pump. Ain't that bad, guys. It is not that bad, right? You're going to expect some kind of a push to the upside. Nothing goes up forever. So there you go. But that's basically my sentiment on Bitcoin right now, guys. I would watch for more downside. If we are going to, now I'm not just crossing my fingers and hoping for, this giant move down. If you come down to some of these lower time frames, you're 90 minutes looking for a green dot, but what is that money flow doing? The money flow indicates the longer term trend. So what this would indicate to me is we will get support, which we would expect on the POC, get a bounce, but any of these bounces in the short term, if we get a bounce up to here, say, I will look potentially to short the lower high based off of the way money flow looks on the 90-minute and on top of the daily bear div potentially printing, the 8-hour bear div printing, the 2-day bear div printing, and all the other bearish signals that we just looked at, right? Lackluster bounce. Shout out to Ziva Crypto Girl. Yes, I would look for a lackluster bounce to put in a lower high and then continue to the downside in the short term. In the short term, right? The opposite for my swing trades. For my swing trades, because of the money flow, in the green on the daily, in the green on the 4-day and coming up, crossing over on the weekly. This is the main thing. For my swing trades, my longer term trades, I will be looking to do the opposite. I'm looking for a lackluster dump on the higher time frames to put in a higher low and look for long positions, right? but that is the longer-term time frames. So, but imagine this. If you get a move even down to the value area low of the range, down to here, look what that looks like when you come down to something like the 4-hour. Well, I mean, I guess I could just, I guess I could just use this, right? Like, that's going to look like a horrible dump. Everyone's going to be like, oh my God, that's so scary. But no, when I zoom out, I'm like, yes, this is what we need. I need you to come down, cool off, give me a better entry at a higher low, and then get into that long, right? So I will say, the signals are clearing up slightly. They are still mixed a little bit, but I will say with the daily money flow, or the 2-day money flow coming back out, I'd like to see the daily money flow roll back out a little bit more as well. I'd also like to see the 12-hour money flow start to chill out a bit. But again, even if you're looking at the red dots on the higher time frames with the money flow on the lower time frames, another one on top of the 8-hour red dot with our 24 and 30-minute money flow coming to the downside, the 12-hour red dot with a lot of times the hourly and the 45-minute money flow crossover into the red could wind up giving you a big move as well. We're getting this on many time frames. So if you pull your, you can pull your fibs all the way from the high to the low to find kind of where it would be likely for a higher low to come in. But there's a couple places you could wind up getting it. I would pull this fib here. You have nice confluence with your 786 and value area high. So I would look at that if you come back up to your value area high, potentially looking for a lower high to come in there. But really what I would look for is I would also look at this lower high, which guys, I didn't mean to line it up. I feel like we nailed that every single time. I swear I did not do that on purpose. But yeah, I mean, I guess where I drew that line would also be a decent place to look for a lower high to come in. And that is coming in at about $30,838. And then obviously watch out for those wicks up to the 786. If we get above that 786, simply I am looking at the value area high. And again, still leaning on money flow being bearish. Not only would I look for just a rejection at the value area high because of the value area high, but you also have that confluence with your 786. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin right now, guys. Generally, my same sentiment that I've had for the past few weeks. I thought we were going to be wrong. I'll be honest. Yesterday, I was like, hey, I didn't care that we were wrong because I was just happy to get out of this dang range. But I thought it was like, hey, I guess the money flow is going to get invalidated here. And we just wound up just kind of working. And again, even if you weren't looking at any indicators, you simply could have traded this just based off the volume profile and an RSI with like divergences or something like that, right? You simply just came to the high, got rejected, bearish retest, back to the POC. If we lose the POC, looking for a move down to the value area low. And I don't want to absolutely demolish a dead horse here, so I'm going to cut it there. That is my sentiment on Bitcoin right now, guys. Basically remains the same. Almost thought we were going to have to shift sentiment yesterday, but it does look like we now have another chance for the money flow to come true, to be right? Because it's rarely wrong, but we've looked at previous times where it has been wrong. It's not like it's never wrong, but it's just rare. This might not be. We are now open to this money flow. Maybe is going to wind up being right. But other than that, guys, just back in the ranges. And I'm not, if we live in this range, I'm just respecting these levels. If we break down, I shift my focus to the macro range. I get rid of this local range, and I just shift my focus to the macro range. So there you go, guys. Shout out to the CandleMafia and anybody who's been watching the live streams and seeing these volume profiles play out time and time again. Most powerful trading tool you can get. X-ray vision into the market. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Dave Hagan. Said Frankie Candles, pro tip, I just learned on TradingView, if you type 1D, it will take you to the 1-day chart. 5H would take you to the 5-hour. 1W is the weekly. 1M is the month. ETC, RAD, rad. Shout out to Dave. I appreciate that. So I actually knew that. I never use it. I don't know why. It would be so easy. Right, like 1D. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was on chat here. 1D. Daily. I don't know why I never use it. I don't know. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess that is interesting. There are so many shortcuts on TradingView. Actually, Kellum from BitLab, he knows a lot of them. There's a lot of them that they, aren't very common. I forget what it is. Is it Control F? No, is it Alt F? Yeah, Alt F for a fib. With the amount of fibs that I pull, Alt F would save me so much time. Right? Pull a fib there. Just Alt F it. Pull a fib here. These are actually all relevant fibs, just for anybody wondering. But yeah, there you go. That point of control of this last range is lining up with that 786, guys. Or not. Never mind. Thought it was. Why did that level move so much? Hold up. Let me see something right here real quick. Interesting. Well, if you pull it to your old range, you do get that value area low confluence. So again, if we break down here, break that value area low, I would look for support on the local golden pocket. This is the golden pocket of this entire move up. This entire move up, pulling from the low to the high. So if we get a big cool-off, this would be where I would really be looking to put in the macro high or low, with a potential possibility of getting a scam wick down to that 786, really scaring everybody out before getting that move back to the upside. So that's Bitcoin, guys. And with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the altcoins. Real quick, though, I want to check out chat. Rob the Crypto Snob, take two. I don't know what that is, Rob. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, let's see. I don't know what you guys do in chat. I'm not going to ask questions. Let's see. How do you use these shortcuts on Mac? I think you just use Option instead of Alt, I believe. Like Alt H, I think, is horizontal line on Mac. I'm sorry, Option H is horizontal line on Mac. That's like the only real shortcut I use is like the Alt H for your horizontal lines. That's about it. And Control Z. Let's see. Nice to be back. What is up, Wahid? Sadiq, what is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, okay, Creighton. Okay. I thought he was talking about something else. Let's see. What up, Fabian Cortez? What is going on, man? You can read the charts like a book, Frankie. It pays over time to go with the percentages, man. Yeah, shout out to Steven Atwell. Let's go. Bing bong. What's going on, brother? But yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. All right. With that being said, oh my God, Hannah King said, Creighton C, Frankie is ignoring me. Oh, wait, hang on. Did Oh, Hannah with the super chat. Why does that not pop up on my little, it shows me like a little list up here, but that didn't pop up for some reason. Weird. Shout out to Hannah King said, today is not my day. I lost a fair bit on that dump as I was at a doctor's appointment when it happened and I was in along. Hannah, no. Shout out to Hannah. Thank you for the super chat. I assume you're still up on your account because you super chatted, but shout out to Hannah. Listen, Hannah, it happens to the best of us. Don't get discouraged or anything like that. Did you have a stop loss set? I will say that. If you didn't get liquidated, I guess you didn't you had some kind of a stop loss or caught the trade before it hit your liquidation point. But yeah, that is I would try to give you like some kind of crazy workaround or a tip. I will just say this, don't let it get too in your head. Obviously, it's going to be a bummer losing some money, but don't let it get into your head. Don't let it shake your don't let it shake your psychology. Simply let it be a lesson if you didn't. I hope you had a stop loss set, but I also kind of hope you didn't, because if you didn't, take this pain that you're feeling losing this, because I'm sure it probably turned your day a little bit, Take this pain and remember the pain next time you go to put in a trade and go, let this scare you away from not using stop losses, right? Like, even if you are sitting at your computer, if you have to get up and go to the bathroom, you never know in crypto when you're going to get these quick moves, right? So yeah, if you didn't have a stop loss set, let this pain and let that, the psychology of just feeling like, ugh, right now, let that, eventually for me, I had to get wrecked a lot. It wasn't the first time I got liquidated or the second time I got liquidated or the fifth time I didn't use a stop loss. I just kept getting liquidated, and then I would just let the trade run and just pull out of the trade when it was almost liquidated. And it took me a while to finally be like, you know what? I don't care if I have 7 red trades in a row. I'm just going to make sure they're small stops. I'll have 7 small losses, even if there's 1 big win out of 10 trades. And then that's when I started to learn that I cared too much about going for the green trade, because I think I didn't use stop losses as much as I should have. Because when you use tight risk management, you're likely going to get stopped out of a bit more trades than if you have no stop loss or a large stop loss, right? So to me, I think I didn't like seeing even if they were small losses, I just didn't like the lost trade, lost trade, lost trade, lost trade, lost trade, winning trade. I didn't want to see a list of red trades, but in reality, it doesn't really matter. The risk management is much more important than how many trades you win. Like I always hear people like friends or people who may not be as experienced with trading or crypto or financial markets. They'll say, oh, well, if you're a good trader, how many of your last 10 trades did you win? Now, granted, that could be a measurement of how good of a trader you are. It's not really about how many wins you get. It's about how big are your wins and how small are your losses, because you can lose 7 out of 10 trades and with the right risk management still be a profitable trader. If you lose $5, if you lose $1 7 times because you have a tight stop loss, you'll have 7 losses, but you only lost $7. If that one trade that you hit winds up making you $20, you just lost 7 trades in a row, and that one trade gave you profit, or it gave you your money back plus profit. Right? So don't focus on the amount of wins. That's what I struggled with. I didn't want to see the list of red trades. I wanted to see a bunch of green trades, but that's not really how it works. Now, again, you want to try to win as many as you can, but when a trade that is stopped out at a reasonable loss is a good loss in a way, if that makes sense. As long as a controlled loss is a good loss. No losses are good, but a controlled loss is a good loss. So if you have a controlled loss, it's still a win, even though it doesn't feel like it. It's times where you don't set that stop loss and you lose way more than you want to. That's the bad loss, right? So hopefully that helps you out, Hannah. I'm sorry to hear that. It happens to the best of us. If it makes you feel better, I got wrecked one time because I had a limit order set that I completely must have forgotten about on an old exchange, or an exchange that I hadn't traded on in a while, a KuCoin account. And I went on my KuCoin, and I was wrecked. My account was wrecked. And I was like, what happened? And I didn't have a stop loss. And not only that, I didn't even know I got into the trade because it was a limit order I had set that I completely forgot about. So be careful about that, guys. You could get wrecked. But let's continue on here. Take a look at Ethereum. Go ahead and throw your altcoins in the chat if you guys want me to take a look at them. And then, Rob the Crypto Snob will go ahead and count up the votes and let me know what the altcoins for the night are going to be. And shout out to Hannah. Sorry I missed that super chat. And then, shout out to Mark Dutch. Welcome. Oh, no, not welcome. Thank you for gifting that Frankie Candles membership. I don't know who got it, but shout out to them. And, shout out to Mark. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you. I know whoever got that appreciates it. All right, let's see. Okay, shout out to Rafa. He wants to take a look at XRP, and just because XRP has obviously been kind of talk of the town here, let's go over XRP really quickly. And I'll be honest with you, Rafa, it's going to be quick here because it's simple. And I like to keep it simple because there's no reason to overcomplicate it. So let's go ahead and do it. So here we are. I'm going to clear the levels. Actually, no, we won't clear the levels. I'm going to keep these levels. But I'm going to pull another range here. Let's pull it from here to here. What is this? 63 cents, right? Okay, let me just pull this really quickly. From 63 to 60 cents. Okay, so here we are. And I'm going to mark out these levels, guys. So this is the value area low of the macro range from 2021, right? This is a key level, and I've explained this before, but I will explain it again for anybody new. And I'm going to turn on the VPVR really quickly right here, right? So what have we been looking at on XRP? I was talking about this with the premium Discord earlier in our live stream. We knew, and here's that anybody in the premium, I was trying to find this value area high. Here it is. We knew. We were looking at this volume profile right here, this local volume profile right here. And we were bing-bonging around, respecting these levels pretty well, right? And then we knew that once we broke this value area high decisively and we were able to crack these highs, we would likely see a very fast move to the next high volume node, which happened to be the point of control of that previous macro range from back here. However, we knew that the value area low of that level, of that range, was going to be very, very strong resistance potentially because it was such a macro level. And you could see on the volume profile here, we did have a little blip of volume here, but it is nothing compared to this higher volume node at the POC, again, of this range. So what happened? And we were expecting a quick move to this value area low because of this volume gap, and we were expecting a potential quick move in general up to the POC because look at the gap, right? Other than the value area low, little, small volume node here, other than that, there's a pretty big gap all the way up to the POC. And what happened? We broke out of our level right here, and we absolutely ripped right through the whole volume gap and came right up to our high volume node. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see how these levels are respected, because you might think to yourself, well, how come we didn't respect this level? We did. But because it's such a small level, you have to zoom in to a super low time frame to see the reaction that you got, right? So this blue box is that value area low between 60 and 63 cents with your little blip in volume here. And what happened? We did react here, but this is the 5-minute chart. We didn't react for very long before mooning right through it, right? So you break that that value area high, the previous value area high. Come on. Come on. All right, I guess we're going to have to zoom out. You break above your previous value area high. You fly through your low volume gap. Come up to a higher time frame so I can get more candles in here. You fly through your low volume gap. Come on. From here to here. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Like this general low volume gap. Yes, we have a blip here, but in general, this is a pretty low volume gap with a little bit of a blip here. So that small volume node, you could see, does give you a reaction, but a slight reaction. You got to go to the lower time frames to see. But we did get a big reaction off this higher volume node, which is the POC of that previous range. And what happened here, right? Obviously, if we zoom in, let me turn off the VPVR because it's getting pretty confusing looking with that on. Come on, disappear. Please go away. There we go. What happened, right? We shot up. I'll even go to a lower time frame so we could see how everything reacted. Got a little turbulence at the value area low. Once we flip that value area low, where did we go, Creighton? Where did we go? Right to the POC, right? Like, we're not getting lucky with this stuff, right? Like, this is how it works. We go from the value area low. We flip it as support right to the value area high. And where did we reject from? I'm sorry, the POC. Where did we reject from? Right from the POC, and now we are continuing to cool off. And I will answer the questions of, where might be a good place to buy back in, because I know everybody's wondering, like, they felt like they missed the boat on XRP, and now they're looking to reload their bags. Shout out to Learning. Learning is in here. Shout out to Altcoin. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, said, altcoin votes are in and being counted. Stop spamming alts. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. We appreciate you, bro. But yeah, let's go ahead and okay. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. Again, is anybody unclear on that? That's basically what happened. Like, we used the volume profile and let's do this, right? And how are we going to use this going forward? You might be saying, well, okay, cool. That's how we got here, which I do talk about to educate, right? But you might be saying, like, how can we use this to actually make a decision on when to buy back in? Well, I'll tell you what I would do. Again, looking at the volume profiles, we know that if we want to, I'm gonna hide all the TA. I'm gonna start fresh so we don't confuse anybody. We keep it nice and keep it nice. And look, this is from back in the day, guys. We've been looking at this level for quite some time, right? Anyway, hiding all the TA. Now look at door to the moon, right? We even had that value area low marked out as the door to the moon. And you will remember this if you watch the channel a lot. We have this marked out as the door to the moon. I wish I knew this folder was hidden because I would have just showed that yesterday. So this is even more clear. We had this value area, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. We knew we had to break above the value area high to shoot through the low volume gap. Again, the low volume gap was basically up until the POC at 60. Up until the POC. Am I saying 60 cents? That's not what I meant. The POC at about 80, let's get the actual number, at about 83 cents, right? So we knew we had a volume gap from basically these highs all the way up to about 83 cents. And then we knew we also had a little spike in volume at the value area low, and it was all respected perfectly. Little bing bong here, right above the high, right above the value area low, right to the POC. And now we are settling in this blue box. So where are we headed right now? Let's talk about it. Taking everything off the chart. Let's do this. Bada boom, right? So I will go ahead and extrapolate this as a white box, right? A little bada boom, a little bada bing, a little neutral. And I will mark out the previous value area low, previous value POC, and the previous value area high, and I will label it just for some fresh, TA. Okay, so here we go. Previous value area high, and I recommend you guys, label your charts like this so you know what you're looking at, right? POC, value area low, right? So here you are. So now that we have left our old value area, right? Our old value area from back here, which we just showed, right? I just like to make sure everybody is on board here. We left our old value area from down here, and we have now entered a new area of balance, or new value area, a new range. We left our old range, and now we are in our new range. This is the new range. This is home. Get used to it. I'm just kidding. But we came for the low, came to the POC. Now we could expect a potential cool-off to some very specific levels. Number one, I would watch the value area low, because we didn't have a test on this level on a higher time frame, right? Like, we tested this. Like, the only way you could see the test of the value area low is to go to the 1 minute. And you could kind of see it if you zoom in, right? Like, you hopped up here and then boop, then you come up, right? However, shout out to Priggy C. Give me 1 second and I will answer your question. That's a good question, and a lot of people are going to learn. But I'm not going to go super deep into it, but I'm going to help you avoid that. Anyway, we sometimes, when you come up to that POC, oftentimes what will happen is you may wind up coming down and testing that value area low as support again, right? Like, you did have that 1 minute test here, but price might want to come down and really kind of settle on this level of support before coming back up to attack the POC and then eventually flip it and come up to that value area high, coming in right here at about $1.28 or $1.29, right? So that is going to be a level I would be looking at, right? And if we come a little lower, there's some fibs that I would look at as well. I would go ahead and pull, like right now, we're testing that golden pocket. I would look for a potential test of that 786, but then again, that 786 is getting really close to the value area low. So these are the levels I would look at for retests, right? Bottom right here, 786 value area low. That is something you could wind up retesting. And then this golden pocket, obviously, I'll just leave the golden pocket there. But that's really the levels I would be looking at, right? And then coming up to a higher time frame, if we wind up, yeah, I mean, and then look, you have this confluence as well. So the whole move up, the fib from the whole move up, if you were looking to put in a higher low where price typically puts in higher lows before continuing to the upside, you'd be looking for the golden pocket retracement level. And then look for bullish confirmations here to put in the higher low and then continue up. However, you do have the 786 below that all the way down at 56 cents. So I would be careful if you do come down here, look for longs, but a potential wick or a potential, push down to that 786 before continuing up can wind up happening as well. But the bottom of this range, guys, testing this value area low has a lot of confluence. Not only is it the confluence of the 786 right next to that, right on top of that value area low, but pulling the full fib here, it would make a lot of sense to put in a higher low on that value area low or the low of the range because of the golden pocket retracement level. So there you go. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Those are the levels I would be looking at. So blue box is coming in between 0.652 cents and 0.6266 cents, right? And then you are testing a golden pocket here as well. So you could actually wind up getting a bounce here. But looking at the indicators, I mean, your daily is cooling off. Money flow looks good. Yeah, your 16 hours cooling off. Your 12 hours cooling off. Probably got an 8-hour red dot. Yeah. Money flow on the 24 minutes in the red, 30 minutes crossing over into the red. Yeah, so I think you could potentially continue down here a little bit. But now you guys have the levels to look for. But there you go. So there's XRP. Let's see. Shout out to Sonny Gonzalez, says Candles kills it. Let's go. Shout out to Sonny. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks a lot, Frankie. No problem, Rafa. Hey, I think you said the lady wants to leave or something, or you don't want to, I don't know, but it sounded like you were urgently needing to see that. So we just looked at it real quick for you, bro. 900 people in here, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. If we get 100 likes, if we get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, I will add a Frankie Candles hat to the giveaway tonight. All right, let's go ahead and continue on XRP sucks again. Wins the court case, moves for 1 day, then dumps. Horrible. I will now have to continue giving the army the business. Shout out to Great and C. But let's see. Yes, got to be careful with how much leverage you use as well. Yes, that's always definitely always want to be careful with that. But yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and thank you, Rob the Crypto Snob, for sharing that strategy video with Priggy, because that will definitely help you. But Priggy says, and I talked about this in my premium live stream today. I'm not going to go as in depth here, but Priggy says, seems like 99% of the time I put a stop loss, I get wicked out, and then price just keeps going. Then no stop loss, I get liquidated. Yeah, Priggy, it sounds, I assume you mean price keeps going the way you thought it was going to go. And this is very common. This is what they call stop hunts, right? And there are some ways to avoid it. You're going to get stop hunted at some point. There's no real 100% way to get around it. You're going to get stop hunted sometimes. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Thank you for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. I didn't even see you in here. Are you even in chat, or did you just come drop the memberships and dip? Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. I think Bubba's might have just come, left a tip for the Mafia, and dipped. Shout out to – oh, no, wait. I see him there. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. We love you. Shout out to you, man. But, yeah, thank you so much for gifting those, bro. Oh, shout out to Crypto Totoro. Was driving and forgot to like. Thank you for remembering. But talking about the stop losses, guys, here's the thing. I will go over this very quickly, and then we'll finish the analysis on the altcoins. But this is going to be probably pretty helpful for everybody, right? Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth here, but I do kind of want to I got stopped out. If you guys remember, actually, this is perfect because I got stopped out on the live stream. I got stopped out on this long position. And this is going to be hard because there were some things on exo charts that were pointing to this being somewhat of a lackluster low, indicating that we might get another move lower. But basically, a lot of times what happens is you have to be careful around equal lows. This is kind of what I was talking about in the premium. Again, I'm not gonna go as in depth because I don't want to spend as much time because I want to get back to the altcoins because that's probably what everybody wants to see. But real quick, like let's say I entered a long position right here, right? Which I did. I got into this long position and I was targeting whatever. It doesn't matter where I was targeting, but I was targeting obviously higher than it went, right? And I got into the position right here, stop loss. I don't remember exactly where it was. All I do know, it was not lower than this because that's what stopped me out, right? So let's say I had my stop loss here. Again, I don't remember exactly where it was. But what happened? I wanted to long, right? I wanted to long. Let's go into bar replay mode. I got into the long, right? And it wound up being a pretty good move. We started coming up, and I was like, oh, wow, it's going to be one of those trades that just, like, instantly plays out. And then it wound up ranging around for a long time, and I'm like, this is getting a little sussed out. And there were some things on exo charts really specifically that I saw that was able to let me know that, like, this is probably not going to play out because it looked good, and then it changed. But you have to be very, 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 very careful because a lot of times, now I don't really know if this was the case, but a lot of times when you have these equal lows, like if you're looking at a lower time frame, like people are likely like playing this range on the lower time frames, right? People are probably trying to get long positions in here, which creates a lot of stop losses down here or liquidity, say, right? And a lot of times what will happen is price will come down and stop out all those shorts, right? Stop out all those longs, and then once you start triggering those long stops, it will create more market sells, and it pushes price lower and lower and lower, and that is what stopped me out there, essentially, right? So that happens very, 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 very often, and what happened in this situation here, I'll save you guys the pain on the 15-minute chart, but what happened? It wicked me out, and then eventually, although it did play around a lot, it wicked me out, and then what happened? It just went right to my TP anyway, right? Like, this is what people are talking about. They always say, like, and I'm sure a lot of people watching right now are going to relate to this a lot. I do the TA, I get into a position, and then it's almost like, and this is why people always say, it's almost like somebody's watching my where my stop loss is. Like, how do they know this? It's like, look what happened. Like, I did my TA, and then boop, it wicked me out, and then finally took off exactly where I thought it was going to go. And that's likely what's happening to you, right? Like all that liquidity being created below those equal lows got taken and caused price to get pushed to the downside as people got stopped out and wicked you down there. Luckily, in the premium Discord, we actually had a second entry at that low, right? So I went long on the higher low, but we also had a long entry from down here in this wick, and then that wound up playing out, so it wound up working out for the Mafia. But at the end of the day, you're going to get stop hunted, right? Like, I know all this stuff, and I still got stop hunted on that trade, right? So you're going to get stop hunted, but that is just be careful. And the best way I can try to explain, like, how to avoid this is try to think about where people have their stop losses, right? Like we talked about this, looking at this big range that we have. Yeah, even looking at this big range that we have, right? A lot of times people feel like they got stop hunted like this, right? Let's pull the range. And we trade like this, right? So a lot of people probably got stopped out trading this range, right? People are likely with these equal highs, right? Like, people are looking for shorts up here because there's resistance, right? So you got people shorting. This is the sauce, guys. This is the sauce. Shorting here, shorting here, shorting. Like, a lot of people are likely shorting here, right? Got a bunch of short stops up here. Shout out to baseball. But, like, what happens here? Oftentimes, you have a lot of stop losses. Now, there's obviously stop losses higher and lower and all that good stuff. But this is liquidity. There's all liquidity up here. All these stop losses are money. This is liquidity up here. So the price comes up here, stops out all these short positions, and pushes price to the upside, and then just reverses right back to the downside, right? So I'm not going to go super deep into it, but that's kind of I explained it much more before, but what I would say is try to think about where everybody has their stop losses. And I heard somebody say this recently. One of the easiest ways, yes, Fabian, we do have hats for sale. I think, Tony D, if you could spam that link, that would be pretty dope. And yeah, you could click that link and go check out the hats. We have them in multiple colors. But think about where people have their stop losses, right? And a lot of times price will go hunt those. They will go hunt those stop losses to stop everybody else out, and then just rip price back to the downside. So just keep that in mind. Look for where the stop losses would likely be. And I heard somebody say this the other day. I've heard people say this a lot. But if you're going to enter a trade, think about where you would put your stop loss, and then just make that your entry. And believe it or not, I used to do this back in the day. Like, the first time I ever heard somebody say that, it helped me out a lot. So if you were looking, in my case, for that trade, I would be looking, right? I was looking to enter here. Now, again, we had two entries in the Discord. One was here, right, with the stop loss, just below that wick or whatever. And then the second one was from down here, because we had a golden pocket up here. I longed the golden pocket, and then this lower low was the 786. So you always look for that golden pocket long, right? But you always know that there's a chance you can go hunt that 786. Now, I wasn't willing to put my stop loss that low. I actually preferred to get stopped out for a tiny loss and then look for the re-entry on the 786. Unfortunately, I was at the gym when that set itself up, so I actually wound up not getting the entry, but the premium Discord did. So that's all I really care about. But like, what would have happened here if I wanted to enter here and I was like, where would my stop loss go? Maybe my stop loss would go maybe here, right? And a lot of times, if you just put your entry where your stop loss would be, I probably wouldn't have gotten wicked out of that trade, right? So if I just waited for my entry down here, wouldn't have gotten wicked out, right? So just, there's no real way to 100% just avoid getting stop hunted. It's a very difficult thing. It's something you're going to have to deal with at some point. So, yeah, take that for what it's worth. Hopefully that helps you out, though. Stop loss hunters. Let's see. Bada boom, bada boom. Tony D said, hey, Frank, I forgot to set this up today. Go to this link and show it live. Oh, baby. All right, let's do it. This is the merch store. But let me see what the next altcoin is. Okay. I'm going to go to Matic first, because I think someone just said they're in a trade on Matic and they need help. So let me take a look at Matic really quick. Bada boom. It's okay that merch store is taking forever. Oh, baby. I don't know how you get to this, guys. I don't know how you get to this. Just making sure I don't dox myself here. Okay, yeah, I think this should be good. So if you guys click that link, it will bring you to our YouTube merch store. You can now buy merch straight off the YouTube store. So go check that out, guys. That is, is that link? Let's see. YouTube, yeah, is that the same link? Is that going to bring me to the same place? Yeah. Go check that out, guys. That is, that's the merch store. Go check it out. Tony, how do they get there if they don't click the link? That TA was so helpful. Shout out to Eric. I appreciate you, bro. I'm glad that helped you out. Link doesn't work. How did it work for me? Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, Tony, you're probably sending them the studio link. That's maybe. Is it this? Hang on. Yeah, I don't know because it shows me logged into the YouTube studio, but I don't know if that's a studio link. No, it's like /store though. That should be a good one. But yeah, that's the store, guys. Go check that out. That's lit. I did not know that was ready today. I don't know how they get to it without clicking the link. I wonder, is there like a section in the channel that they can go to, like if they just go to the channel? Shout out to Christian says, Christian said, can you make the coins go up again? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see if we can get something. Shout out to Priggy. Hopefully that helps you out. It's a little bit of a tricky situation. But yeah, people, you're gonna get stop hunted to some degree, most likely. It's on the channel links. Okay. Shout out to Kenneth Smith, not to be confused with Kenton Smith. But yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Jerry Long. Let's go. Okay, let's continue on here. Take a look at the 4 hour on Matic. Let's make some fresh charts here, guys. Okay, here we go. Taking a look at the daily. What do we got going on? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Matic is very interesting right now. Probably the golden pocket, if I had to guess right here. That bounce come off the golden pocket? No, it came off the 786. Okay. Anyway, taking a look here. Daily VWAP coming to the downside. You are very overbought here. I wouldn't be surprised if you cool off for Matic. Yeah. Red dot printing on your 12 hour. Money flow kind of coming up there. I will say this. I would wait for the red dot for the next bigger move to the downside. But money flow is in the green. That's a good sign, but you are a little overbought here, guys. Nothing goes up forever. VWAP flying straight up on the 3-day. Look at this thing just absolutely mooning. No signs of coming down. I'm kidding. It will likely turn around harshly in very shortly. Money flow coming up on these higher time frames. For the most part, 4-day looking good for money flow. Not crossing into the green yet, but you are headed in the right direction. These VWAPs look healthy on the 4-day. I would just be careful. That daily may give you a little bit of a short-term cool-off before continuing to the upside. Some levels I would be looking at as far as retracement levels is let's come down to the 4 hour. And, I would actually look at this golden pocket retracement level at about 74 cents. Mark that out with a box, right? So I would look for that golden pocket to act as support. You could look for longs there, but again, it's really dependent on what your daily looks like. Because if that daily red dot prints, you're likely to get a little bit more downside. But this would be a decent place to look. Let me pull this range really quick. Hang on, let me see something. Yeah, I would take these levels. Let's pull it from here. So I would, so you do have 786 confluence right on this value area high. And like I said, guys, when you break out of that value area high, right, you look for the bing and then the bong. Remember, that's what we're looking at on a lot of this stuff. Even on Bitcoin, retesting that previous value area high, may be a big deal if we get down to that 28.8K level. But you hop on top of the value area low, value area high, you hold support, test the value area high, and then you leave this area of balance and you come find some new prices. But yeah, if we continue down, I would look for this golden pocket / 786 retracement for a potential bounce. There you go. I'm going to keep it simple there. And then obviously, if you lose this value area high, maybe you get a bounce, come down towards the 786. If you don't hold this value area high 786, you may be saying to yourself, hey, am I about to get accepted back into this area of balance and come back down towards that POC? Potentially, you could. And now you know, by looking at the volume profile levels, you know that value area high. You have context into what will happen if you lose that level. You know that you're likely to come to the POC there if you wind up getting a rejection from that value area high. So that's what I would look for. Daily, looking for the red dot. 4-hour money flow coming to the downside. Let's see. The 1 hour crossing over into the red. 16-hour red dot printing. 12-hour red dot printing. Yeah, money flow coming out on the lower time frames. Yeah, 90-minute crossing over into the red. Yeah, I would look for a slight cool off here, guys. I would look for a slight cool off. And if you are going to get a bounce, watch that golden pocket and all the other levels we just talked about. But there you go. There's Matic. Let's go ahead and move on to Solana. Taking a look at Solana. We haven't looked at Solana in a while. Little potential, somewhat of a shooting star candle there. Let's get rid of these lines. Yeah, I mean, take a look at the 4-hour. Testing your value area high as support. Are we going to see something similar that happened to Matic? You break out of that value area high, test it, and break out. Now, this is a different situation. This volume profile is much different. But yeah, ooh. Respected this range for a while, completely disrespected it, and then disrespected it again. Are we going to get sucked back in here? Let's take a look at the daily. Daily green dot on Solana is confirmed. VWAP kind of rolling back over. Nothing too alarming. 16-hour looking for the red dot. 12-hour likely looking for the red dot. 10-hour printing. There it is. 10-hour printing that red dot. 8-hour printing the red dot as well. Naturally, I want to come down to those lower time frames and check the money flow. 24-minute money flow crossing or playing around in the red there. 30-minute looking for a crossover into the red. If you're going to get a bigger move on Solana to the downside, I would look for this money flow crossover into the red on Solana, or on the 30-minute, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click these 3 dots. And I know you guys can't really see this, but I'm just going to go ahead and add an alert so I don't have to watch this chart. If we are going to get a move to the downside, we will get alerted when that money flow crosses over into the red. And if that money flow crosses into the red on the 30-minute, while that 8-hour red dot is printing, it is likely to give us a bigger move to the downside. And you're also getting your VWAP coming down here as well. So if you get that red dot and the money flow crossover at the same time, could wind up giving you a big move. So let's see. I rarely do put these money flow crossover. There we go. Money flow. Blue wave, money flow. There we go. Money flow crossing down. So when money flow crosses over into the red, well, I'll just do this to be sure. Crossing 0. When it crosses the 0 line, I will get notified. So when this crosses down below the 0 line, I will get notified, and we will know that Solana, and let me label this. Let me label this alert. And I will label it Solana moving down. Right? There we go. So now we'll know. If we get that notification, we'll look for a move down on Solana. Could be some kind of a wonky little head and shoulders, maybe. I don't know. But let's see. Taking a look at the, daily, green dot confirmed. Like, your daily's not cooling off that aggressively, I will say. These VWAPs are overextended on the 2 and the 3 day. Let's see. 5-hour red dot confirmed. I mean, in the immediate short term, I will say this. I mean, if it would work, like, let's get market cipher here, guys. What's going on? Hello? There we go. VWAP coming up here on your 45-minute green dot. Ew, yeah, actually, I'll be honest with you guys. Come on! What is going on here? There we go. VWAP coming up on your 2-hour. VWAP, see the VWAP flops here? The money flow, guys. It's all about money flow. I'll tell you this, right? Because, like, this green dot, I wouldn't expect to be a very big powerful green dot because of the way money flow looks. And, like, look what the green dot did. It pushed you up a tiny bit, and now you're just rolling back over to the downside. 2-hour green dot is looking to print here very somewhat soon, probably in the next 2 hours. 3-hour curving up, right? So short term, I would look for potential bounces here, but in the long run here, that 8-hour red dot with the 30-minute money flow crossing down, that is more of a bearish look. And I would look at the retest. This value area high is going to be very important level to hold because you don't want to get below that and get accepted back into this range and then come back down towards the $20 mark, right? The POC's right at about $20.68. Value area low coming in at almost $20 even. So if you get accepted back below this value area high and you can't get back above, you may come back down. But if you come down here and you hold support and you're able to get bullish confirmations, you may get another move to the upside. But again, based off of money flow, it doesn't look as bad as it does on Bitcoin, I will say. Like, this looks way better than a lot of altcoins and a lot of Bitcoin as far as money flow goes. But these red dots on the higher time frames are likely to cool you off. So those are the levels I would look at, and I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I could find some confluence with any of these levels. So let's go ahead and do that. Pull a fib from the impulse, or from this impulse, I should say. Yeah, so you have golden pocket confluence on your value area high. You also have the 786 coming in line with this high volume node. So that would be another level to look at. It's likely. Let's go. POC's likely that golden pocket. Yes. So these are the levels I would look at on Solana if you continue down. I would look right here for bounces. I would look, obviously, at the value area high for a bounce. And then, again, where was I pulled from? Right here. Yeah, golden pocket. Yeah, I would look for that golden pocket value area high confluence. If you continue down, I would also, like, these are the main levels I would look at, right? Boop. So there you go. That's what I would be looking at on Solana. If you come all the way back down to the bottom of the range, right, you shoot right through it, right? Maybe you come back down. If you come back down to the bottom of the range, looking for longs here, also looking for longs here and here. So there you go. So there's Solana, baby. Let's go. 767 people in the chat right now, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button if you like the content. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. We hit 50K. We hit 50K last night. It was very emotional. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Shout out to Peace No War. Says, thank you so much, G. No problem, bro. I got you. Shout out to Fabian Cortez. Said, Frankie Candles. I started watching your YouTube videos last night as you suggested, and man, I feel inspired and less intimidated to start day trading. Fabian, you guys can't see the goosebumps, can you? They're there. They are there. I'm not even kidding. Shout out to Fabian. Let's go. You just gave me goosebumps. The fact that I inspired you, and this is the point of the channel. So shout out to you, man. Like I said, the YouTube channel, the strategy videos, the tutorial videos, it's all free value. Don't sleep on the free value on our YouTube channel. But there you go. Shout out to Kyle. Said, hey, Frankie, how's your day been? You know, Kyle, everybody says Frankie Candles. How's Bitcoin doing? Nobody asks how Frankie Candles doing. I'm just kidding, guys. Shout out to you, bro. I am doing good. I hope you're having a great day as well. Yeah. Crypto Crabman said Frankie to 100K before Bitcoin. Well, we beat it to 50K. I think we beat it to 30K too. I don't really remember. Yeah, we definitely beat it to 30K. Shout out to you guys. The CandleMafia, you guys literally are the best. Let's go. Shout out. Oh, Curtis Neal in the chat. Curtis Neal, good to see you, bro. What is going on, man? What is going on? All right, let's continue on. Free V-Slim. Shout out to V-Slim. No way. No way. Oh, I was going to say, no way V-Slim got banned. No way. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. We got Wi-Fi, Doge, and Tel. Not to be confused with Hotel. Take a look at Wi-Fi. Here we go. Take a look at the Tether US chart. Here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. So, I mean, likely, if I had to guess here, I'm going to guess that we're getting rejected from the macro value area low from the top of this range. I don't know if I've ever looked at Wi-Fi in my life. I'll be honest. At the chart, at least. So here we are. Oh, no, this is 2023. Never mind. That is probably way off. 2022. Oh, yeah. All right, let's come up to a higher time frame and get the actual. Okay. Yeah, so we probably didn't do what I just said. I was looking at the wrong time frame. But if we pulled, oh, this is 20. Wow, this thing's got a weird looking chart. I'll be honest. Yeah, all right. This is a strange looking chart. All right, well, what we can do is pull our range from here to here, analyze the volume. Here we go. All right, you're back inside your macro value area, holding support above your value area, your point of control, right? So you got above the value area low, you hopped up to the POC, and then again, tested that value area low as support before moving up against that POC, above that POC. If you could hold support here, I would look for a move up to the value area high eventually. Because you can see here, although you do have a slight gap here, you are, you have a high volume node here, spike in volume there, spike in volume there. So you're likely to get some kind of turbulence there. But, yeah, I would, let's take a look at the indicators. Daily money flow crossing into the green. That is bullish in the long term. However, you are creating some kind of bearish divergences here if you get a red dot. So be careful with that. 16-hour. Yeah, bear div printing on the 16-hour. And those bear divs on the higher time frames do not joke around, guys. Big drop. Yeah. Higher high, lower high. I don't know when our lines turned yellow, but sure. But there you go. Yeah, red dot printing on the 16-hour. This looks all the altcoins look very, very similar right now. So with the 16-hour red dot, the 12-hour red dot, and the 8-hour red dot printing, I am naturally going to go down to those lower time frames and try to see if the money flow is coming out. So 16-hour red dot and the daily red dot and the 2-day red dot are looking to print very soon. So I'm going to take a look at the 1-hour money flow. Coming to the down, it's kind of coming up locally, but generally it is trending down with your VWAP rolling to the downside here, looking for a crossover into the, looking for it to cross over to print a red dot. So I would expect, well, let's take a look at the 45-minute money flow coming out, VWAP rolling over. 30-minute, almost ready to cross over into the red. Same thing as Solana, right? Like if we get that crossover into the red, that might be the start of a bigger move down. So again, even on the 1 hour here, I would look for this to be a lackluster move to come test some local golden pocket or 786 before continuing to the downside, because money flow is indicating the trend may start to come down. But the VWAP indicates that pump to the upside. But because of the money flow, we know it's likely to be lackluster, high or low before continuing down and continuing the downtrend. Let's see where that higher low might come in. We'll pull it from this wick to the low right here. Not too far off of our line. But there you go. That's kind of what I would look for. And then your other, yeah, it's kind of the same fib here. So this would be, let me get rid of this. This would be a rejection area I would look for if I was looking to short Wi-Fi. I would look to get a lackluster pump into these levels before rolling back to the downside. Yeah, you might be testing a local golden pocket right here, actually. Yeah, you're hitting a golden pocket right now. But I would expect potentially to push up into that golden pocket. I would look for a rejection right here. And again, this is coming in between 72.10 and 73.31. So there you go. And that is, I don't even know if we're going to pull a range on this. Well, let's pull the range to get context into where we're at right now. Maybe we're hitting the POC. Let's see. Not hitting the POC, but that would be a level that you would want to watch. Actually, I'm actually going to pull this more locally. You are hitting the POC. I was pulling the wrong range. Granted, this is kind of a wonky range as well. I knew it was going to be some kind of a POC. But yeah, if you could get above that point of control, I don't know if you're going to make it all the way up there, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, looking at the 1 hour, maybe you really got to get above that POC. But remember, oftentimes, you will leave a range, come back up and bearishly retest the POC before rolling back to the downside. So just keep that in mind. But if you get above the POC, I'd look for a rejection at the value area high, golden pocket. And with the way money flow looks right now, maybe by that time you are printing your red dot on the daily, and then I would look for that reversal back to the downside. So there you go. There's YFI. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. Shout out to Steven Atwell. Says, sometimes you just got to roll the dice, or maybe you don't. But what if? LMFAO. When Lambo. Let's go. Shout out to Steven Atwell. All right, let's continue on here. Oh, shout out to Curtis Neal. I just saw a gift. Oh, let's go. Shout out to Curtis Neal for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. I love you, bro. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving the Mafia. And thank you for gifting those memberships. Let's go ahead and move on to Doge. That's not going to give us Doge. I always hit enter, and I forget that it just brings up the first thing, which is market cap. All right, so let's see here. 24-minute money flow coming out, 30-minute money flow coming out, 30-minute red dot, 8-hour red dot looking to print. So I would look for that. Again, same thing. Money flow, crossover into the red on the 30-minute with your red dot on the 8-hour. You are also printing, although you did miss like the best entry up here, you're still printing bearish divergences on the 8-hour. On a lot of this stuff, it's not just Dogecoin, guys, and you are getting that bear div. Technically, yeah, you're getting that bear div on the 6-hour right now. So 10-hour red dot printing, 12-hour. Yeah, money flow looks pretty good on the higher time frames, I will say. Things look overall bullish right now, guys, but in the short term, things look like they want to come down potentially. So there you go. But let's see. Where could we potentially pull back to if we continue down? Also, guys, remember, everything is still on sale. I know XRP mooned. It did. A lot of these altcoins are still at the discounts. Remember that. I think there's a lot of people out there thinking they missed the bottom, which you may have missed the bottom, but it doesn't mean you missed a good time to accumulate. But anyway, continuing on here, let's take a look. Let's pull. I'm going to pull from here to here. So, yeah, sitting at your value area low. Take a look at the weekly. Money flow looking for a crossover into the green. Daily green, 3-day green dot printing. 4-day no green dot. Yeah, I would look for short-term cool-offs, guys. But overall, the higher time frames still look good, just like on Bitcoin. A lot of this stuff looks good in the long term. Just short-term, they look like they may want to dip a little bit. Cool off, consolidate. Maybe you dip, maybe you consolidate. There's no real telling. But, yeah, I would just look like you really want to hold. Let me see. Yeah, it's not going to work. Yeah, I would look to hold your value area low at 0.06156 cents. You need to hold this level. If you hold this, I would expect, even if you just kind of bounce around, maybe you slip it a little bit, but as long as you hold this level for the most part, I would look for an eventual move up to the POC. I think it's only a matter of time. Until that money flow in the higher time frames decide to roll back up, right? But first, they might roll down. What happens if we go a little lower for Dogecoin? What if lower lows do come in, even if it's not for Bitcoin? Maybe the altcoins get another dump. Where could we potentially come down for that? And to answer that question, what I'm going to do is pull this volume right here on this little local range, and I'm going to take this value area low, and I'm even going to take this value area high in POC as a range, and I'm going to turn it blue for support. So, yeah, I would look to hold this blue box. If you lose the blue box, I'd look to come down to about 0.03448 cents. Again, I don't know if you're going to make it all the way down there, but that is like probably one of the next major levels to look at. So, yeah, that's what I would look at on Dogecoin. Other than that, I would look for, potential dips in consolidation. Other than that, I do think you will eventually get back up here. I mean, it's just a matter of time till these higher time frames start to roll back to the upside. I mean, money flow on the dailies crossing into the green. That would be generally a good sign. So there you go. There's Dogecoin. Quick and dirty on Dogecoin. Let's go. Let's see. Telcoin. Where we at? Let's see. Let's take a look at the KuCoin Tether chart. Let's see it. Interesting. I wonder what this was. I feel like I never look at Telcoin. I don't know what that was. But let's see here. Let's pull this range at your value area high. Daily starting to cool off here with the VWAP. 12-hour looking for the red dot. 10-hour printing the red dot. 8-hour likely printing a red dot. Very close to printing a red dot here on the 8-hour. Let's check that lower time frame. 24-minute looking to cross into the red. 30-minute looking to cross into the red. And the 15-minute is not looking to cross into the red. So, Yeah, 6-hour red dot 8. I would watch for like consolidation, guys. Like your key level here, similar to a lot of other stuff. Like you want to try to hold above this value area high. You don't want to get accepted back into this range. If you lose this value area high, you're probably going to come down to your POC coming in at 0.0014526 cents. It's very hard to say those long numbers. So I would just take these volume profiles, right, and pull our fib here. So this is what I would look for, right? I would look, ideally, you want to hold this as support before getting another move up, right? If you break back below the value area high, I would look for a move into the blue box, and then you could potentially leave the range again. This, in my opinion, actually isn't out of the question because things look like they want to cool off a little bit more than just getting support on the value area low. But if we dip back below the value area high, it would indicate that we could come down to the POC, right? Now, why would I be looking for a long here? The reason is that sometimes if you are going to leave this area of value, you sometimes do dip into that previous range and test that POC, hit that highest volume node of the range before getting a bigger move to the upside. So this is why I would be willing to look for longs here. I don't typically trade the middle of the range unless it is a situation like that where you get golden pocket lining up with that and your 786 and golden pocket are right on that POC. So it could be a situation where you see that happen. So that's what I would look for on Telcoin if you do get a pushback into the range. I wouldn't immediately panic. It does make it much more likely you'll come to the POC, but I wouldn't necessarily immediately expect the value area low because of the golden pocket confluence here. So that higher low is likely to come in right here on the golden pocket, and that POC is going to add support. So that's what I would look at here with Telcoin. And then once you lose that POC, I would be sitting on my hands until we came to the value area low. But money flow in the longer term still looks good, right? Again, long term, these things look very bullish. Daily, coming up with the money flow. 2-day, coming up with the money flow. We're not close to the zero line yet, but it is headed in the right direction. 3-day, kind of bing-bonging around. 6-day, even your weekly, coming up generally with the money flow, right? So it's just kind of accumulation down here, in my opinion. So there you go. There's the levels on Telcoin and kind of how I would handle any trades moving forward. Getting a nice little push up here. Nice little trigger wave on the 1 hour. That could be a bullish case. But again, I don't know. It does look like those higher time frames will likely wind up stepping on you at some point. But there you go. All right, guys. Here we go. Dandy Remix, what is going on? Says, which altcoins have not pumped yet and still in the area of accumulation? Shout out to Dandy. I'll run through them. I did this the other day on the Yeah, I did this the other day on the live stream, and I will do it. I don't have all the altcoins here, but I'm just going to run through my watch list here on TradingView. Now, I want to be very clear here, guys. I'm sure there's probably some people out there that are like, I got to be looking at what Frankie has on his watch list on TradingView. Granted, a lot of this stuff I do like, right? I like ADA. I like Matic. I like Atom. I like Gala. But I also have stuff on here that I wouldn't necessarily buy, right? Like, so I don't want anyone thinking like this is not the list of coins that I'm accumulating. I am accumulating a lot of these coins, but this is just simply the coins that we look at very often. Like, this is not based off of the coins that I'm bullish on, just in case anyone's wondering, right? But, all right, let's zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. A lot of the altcoins, almost all of them, are in the accumulation phase still. Because you got to think, if you think your altcoin's going to go to new all-time highs, even Link, right? Like, or I'm sorry, Litecoin. This is not Link. Litecoin is right now up 130% off 130% off the lows. So people think it's too late to buy Litecoin, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. Because if you think this thing's going to break over $300 and crack its all-time high, even if you're 100% off the lows, you're still going to wind up getting, I mean, for example, this is not an actual price prediction, but let's just say it goes to its all-time high. That's still a 350% increase, right? Like, that's a crazy return. I know there's 100Xs in crypto and 10Xs in crypto. They happen all the time. 10Xs happen all the time. 100Xs happen sometimes. They happen often, but, like, Yeah, like here's the thing: 100x's are not uncommon. I wouldn't call them completely uncommon. 10x's are very common, but I will say this: putting $100 and getting rich off $100 in crypto, I think is portrayed to be much more common than it actually is. Putting $100 in crypto, you're not likely to get rich in the next bull run, right? Like, I think that's the thing is, like, everyone thinks everything's going to, like, 500x, and, like, it's easy to get rich off $100 in crypto. Now, does it happen? Absolutely. But I just don't think it's as common as people realize. Now, 10x's, on the other hand, getting a few 10x's here and there is very doable. Very, very doable. So take that for what it's worth. But anyway, Litecoin still in an accumulation area, in my opinion, if you're going to break the all-time highs. Even if you're going to the same all-time high, still going to be a 50% increase. Now, INJ has pumped a lot more off the lows. However, you have to understand INJ's all-time high right now, it's up 784% from the lows. But something you'll have to understand is INJ was not was INJ around the last bull run? I guess it was. Yeah, okay, so I guess it was. So INJ, a little bit, maybe you want to wait for a cool off on INJ, but I mean, even now, like from here to the all-time high, what is that? 100? I mean, it's 2x. But a lot of people are bullish on INJ and think it's going to absolutely rip its previous all-time high. But moving on here, LDO, kind of just messy here. I don't even know if that's all the price action. Link, definitely in an accumulation phase. It's still at the bottom. DOT, still at the bottom. A highly undervalued altcoin, in my opinion. Still literally at the bottom. OP, still in an accumulation phase. OP was not here to make a bull market all-time high in 2021. So you have to understand that. Is this like, I guess you're still pretty far off the highs here. I mean, you're only 100% off the highs, right? But you can argue that you're like, oh, God, it pumped 250%. I'm not buying that. Like, but here's the thing. This thing hasn't even had a bull market all-time high. So this all-time high happened in the middle of a bear market. So understand that OP can wind up doing crazy numbers. I'm not going to do price predictions here, but, like, this is definitely still accumulatable. XRP. Like, even XRP, yes, we just mooned. Maybe you don't buy these giant green candles. You buy on the retracement, right? But even if you bought here at the top of this candle, if you think XRP is going to $10, say, a lot of people think it'll go to $10. I think between 5 and 10 is a reasonable. 5 is reasonable. 10 is very bullish. 20 is not impossible, but sort of moon math. But definitely not impossible. I don't know if it's likely, though. But let's say it went to $10. 1,000% gain. Right? Let's say it went to $5. 600%. Right? Like, you could still buy XRP, and if it dumps again, you can get a lower entry. Right? Let's see. STG. Like, I don't think this wasn't around in the last bull run either, so you still have never made a bull market all-time high. I would still accumulate this. I'm not saying I am. I have not. But if I was looking to buy this, I would feel comfortable buying it here. Even if it ripped back down here, I would just simply buy more. And if this thing's going to go to a massive bull market all-time high, you're going to get a massive gain. Trust wallet token. I mean, I don't know. I'm not buying this, but you're still pretty low here. Near protocol, still at the bottom. Near, at one point, was at $20. It is now sitting at $1.49. That is at the bottom. Let's see. Synthetics, still at the bottom. Yes, that's a giant green candle, but you have to understand, if it breaks its previous all-time high or even goes back to its previous all-time high, which, just so you guys know, there's not just a guarantee that everything breaks its previous all-time high. I just want to be clear about that. But let's just say, a lot of the good projects will easily break their all-time highs, right? That's usually what happens. But even if you went back to your previous all-time high, that's 1,000% still at the bottom. Dogecoin, still at the bottom. XTC, still at the bottom. Yes, this was the bottom, but if it goes back to its all-time highs, 500% up, right? Now, this is important to realize, guys, because I think a lot of people are looking at the 15-minute chart, and they're zooming out, and they're like, oh, my God, I missed it. We're all the way up here. I missed it. Zoom out. Go to the weekly chart. When you're looking to accumulate your long-term bags, you should be looking at nothing shorter than the weekly. This is still at the bottom. In a bull market, if you get your all-time high, insane gains, right? Gala, still at the bottom. Casper, not at the bottom, but still, if this thing is going, this did not have a previous bull market high. If this, likely, if this is going to explode in the bull market, guys, understand that it is likely going to look like this. When you zoom out on the auto chart, it's going to look like this. Right? And like you're going to look back years from now and you're going to go, "Man, I remember thinking I missed the top all the way back here." It's like when you look at Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin, right? Let's see. Turn it off log, right? Like you would have thought you were buying the top in 2017. You would have thought buying here was buying the top, right? But then look where you went off to do. Massive gains, right? Like even if you were buying the top of the bear market rally, you were still at the bottom, essentially, right? Like you're just basically buying all down here. Even the people that bought the top of the bull market in 2017 on Bitcoin were massively in profit in the next bull market. So just understand that if these altcoins do what we think they would do, or what you think your altcoin would do, like that is literally what the chart is likely to look like, right? I'm not saying this is what it's going to look like for Casper. I'm just saying, like, when in hindsight, like you have to understand when you zoom out, and people are probably looking at the 15-minute chart thinking that they're waiting for a correction. Zoom out. What correction are you waiting for, right? You're looking at a move, like you're looking at saving a buy-in from here. Like you're looking to buy in here rather than buying in here. And like that's not really going to make that much of a difference. So zoom out, have a long-term perspective. I think this is more important than people realize. FTM, still at the bottom in my opinion. Look how far off the highs you are. Still, I should do it this way. You're still 92% discounted from the all-time high. 92% discount from the all-time high. This is essentially free if you're going back to your all-time high. ADA, still at the bottom. Yes, we got a big candle here. And people are like, don't buy the top. Don't buy the top. It's not the top. It's the bottom. Zoom out, right? Matic, still at the bottom. Sure, you're not at the bottom. It would have been much better to buy here, but let's pretend that you're looking at the next all-time high. And again, I'm not saying this is how high it'll go, but this is likely what it's going to look like to you, right? You're going to zoom in and you're going to be like, oh, man, I was worried about buying here or here. And then I just waited to go back down, and we never went back down, and I wound up buying in here and only making that much when I could have just bought the top of this candle and got in that much. Now, you don't want to buy the top of green candles. However, like when you're zooming out for a long-term bag, this is why DCAing works so much because, again, like it doesn't matter if you buy here or here. If you're going to go to $10, you're still, again, I don't know if Matic's going to go to $10, but I'm just saying if you went to $10, say, you're still going to you're basically buying the bottom of the bear market anywhere in here. That's why I dollar cost average. I buy here, 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 and here, and then your average buy-in price is basically the bottom, even if it's in the middle, like right here, right? So there you go. And then I'll just go through ApeCoin at the bottom, Atom at the bottom, Bitcoin not at the bottom, but let's say that Bitcoin goes to 100K. I don't know where 100K is here. It's probably not as high as it looks. But yeah, there you go, right? So if you think Bitcoin's going to 100K, I was buying down here, 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 here. I'm paused on my DCA bots right now. But if you're looking to buy in right now, it's like it's a risky spot because a lot of people are probably waiting to go from here to here, right? Like that doesn't matter. If you're looking to buy in here or waiting for a pullback down here, I would put half here. For me, I would buy half here and then wait to come down, put the other half in here, right? But if you're waiting for these lower lows, I would be careful. I would be careful, right? Like you're not buying the bottom of the bear market. You're up 100%. But again, if you go to 100K and you buy in here, 3x. You're getting a 3x. But you're not going to get that much out of Bitcoin for the most part anyway, right? It's a lot of money in here. So take that for what it's worth, guys. There you go. So that's the altcoins at the bottom that are just on my list here. There's a bazillion altcoins that are still at the bottom. But just understand that, just zoom out for your long-term perspectives, right? Like keep your short-term trades for your short-term trading plan. Separate them. I do not look at my long-term bags. I don't even know how much Bitcoin I have right now because I just buy it every day, right? I don't know how much ETH I have. And I'm kind of exaggerating. Like I know how much Bitcoin and ETH, but like some of my altcoins, like OP, I have no idea how much OP I have. I just buy it all the time. I'm buying at the bottom of the bear market because, again, I'm gonna harp on this, guys. Look at this. Like in 2018, right? All you simply had to do was just wait for the money flow to come into the red, and you'd essentially be buying the bottom of the bear market. But a lot of people thought we were going lower. So, but when you blast off into the next bull run, turn it off logarithmic, when you blast off into the next bull run, you're not going to care if you bought the exact bottom or up here a little bit or up here a little bit or down here or up here or even up here, right? When you zoom out and you look at the new all-time high, that's a dope entry, right? You're like, you just basically bought the bear market. That's what you want to do. And understand that all these pumps and stuff looked horrifyingly like you were buying the top. Like, imagine looking at the 6-hour time frame. Imagine looking at the 6-hour and like thinking about your DCA bag. And you're looking at your you're looking at the charts and you're like look at this. This is what that little rally that buying the top of would have essentially been a beautiful entry into the next bull run. Obviously not as good as buying the bottom, right? But like when you zoom out, like look how big this looks. People are scared. This is why I separate the long term from the short term, because even if you're looking here, you're looking at the bottom, right? And you're like, oh man, we just got a big pump. I should have bought down there. Dang, I should have bought down there. I'll wait till it goes back down. Dang, oh God, it's not going back down. Dang, oh my God. And now you're zooming out and you're like, dang, I should have bought back here. I'm going to wait. It'll go back down. Oh man, I'm going to wait. It'll come back down. It's a sucker's rally. It'll come back down. Plus, I would be an idiot. I would be an idiot to buy these green candles. I would be a total idiot. It'll come back down. Oh my God, oh no. Oh, okay, it's coming back down. It's coming back. Oh man, right? So on and so forth. And look how, this would look horrible to buy these tops, right? But zoom out. Go to the weekly, and I will circle the exact point I just showed. Why am I in bar replay mode? But here you go, right? This was right here. This was all that. You could have bought here, but it looked like you were buying the top, right? You could have bought here, but you didn't because you thought it was a top. You could have bought here, but you didn't because it looked like a top. You could have bought here, but he didn't because it looked like a top. Now, obviously, buying big red candles is much better than buying the green ones. But my point is, you got to jump in at some point. You can't wait for the low to come in, or you're going to miss the boat, right? Most likely, my opinion, not financial advice. But just understand, even if you were buying all the way up here, right? If you were DCAing in and you bought a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here, and you were even buying on the way up like this, your average buy-in price would be somewhere down here. And then in the next bull market, you would have had a beautiful entry. So don't miss the forest for the trees, guys. Don't miss the forest for the trees, because although it may look like you're buying tops here, when you zoom out to the next all-time high, it's not going to look like that. So try to help your future self look in and that's basically what I did. That's why I think like this now, or why I look like this, because I messed all this up at some point, guys. I did mess this up at some point. But now I remember, looking back here, you might think to yourself, wow, I probably, it would have been a decent idea to even buy anywhere here. But I was trying to wait for the best entry, and I wound up buying halfway up towards the bull run. And that's usually what happens. That's what retail does. You don't want to be retail. So there you go. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's see. Appreciate the advice. Shout out to Stephen Atwell. Play the long game. Absolutely. Now, am I longing these tops? Absolutely not. Not on my short trades. My short-term plays. No, Tony D, we're going to do the regular giveaways. Thank you for the super chat. We're going to do the regular giveaways this week, and then we'll talk. I want to do something really cool for 50K. So we're going to do the regular giveaways, and then we'll plan something for 50K. But let's see. Yeah, shout out to Eric, said, Frankie, glad you're talking about accumulating even at these prices. I was scared all day. I missed out, but considering previous all-time highs makes sense. DCA in now. I don't know. I don't want to miss the forest. Absolutely. Don't miss the forest for the trees. You're again, back here, you're just getting the short-term best buy-in, right? But again, just keep it in perspective. Now, again, is it better to maybe not buy the massive green candles? Probably. At least at this point in the market, you can expect somewhat of a dip or red candles to come in. So maybe, for me, I don't just buy the green candles, right? But I do kind of, I don't worry too much about it, right? So I bought starting, I think, right here. This is when I start DCAing in. I bought here, bought here, bought here, bought. I'm not care about this pump. I'm still buying. Buying down here, buying down here. I'm buying this pump. I don't care. Buying down here, buying down here. I'm buying this pump. I don't care. Buying down here, buying down here. Now, at this point, I paused my bots here. as we got this big move up. Number one, we got a big move up. Number two, I had to reload the bot, right? The bot ran out of money. So I paused it here. We got to move up. And then I turned them back on. I waited for a correction. We started the downside. It looked like we were going to start a macro downtrend or somewhat of a long-term downtrend. And I turned the bot back on. Bought. And then I paused it again because it ran out of money again. But we got the move up, and now I have been accumulating all through in this range as well, right? So I don't care. I'm not like, if I notice that we're getting a massive pump, sometimes I pause the bot. I'm like, I don't want to buy this massive pump if I know we're going to pump, right? But again, if I did buy that pump, I'm not freaking out. I don't care. I'm definitely not holding out. So it's all perspective. Obviously, it's better to buy the dips if you can control yourself and actually buy the dips and not wait for the dip, get too scared, and then wait for the pump and then buy the pump. But just put it into perspective is my point. I don't want to beat a dead horse here. Anyway, is XRP doing something crazy? We did take a look at XRP already. You could just scrub back and take a look at it. But yeah. All right, let's go ahead and start on the giveaways, guys. 2 hours. Oh, God, I'm running over. I think that was something a lot of people needed to hear, though. Don't miss the forest for the trees, guys. Buy crypto. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's scary buying at these lows, right? Because you just think it's going to go lower, and you think it's going to go lower, and you think it's going to go lower, and maybe it does. But the beautiful thing is, when you go down, you can always buy more. When you go up, you don't want to buy more, right? When you go down, you can buy more. But you don't want to pump and then buy the higher prices. You want to, for me, this is what I do. I risk buying at where I think the bottom is or where I think it's bottom-y, and I dollar cost average in, and then if it dips, I buy more, rather than holding off for lower lows, waiting for it to pump until I'm totally proven that, okay, well, we ripped 500% from the bottom. I guess we're not going lower. Now I'll buy a little bit. And, yeah, that's everybody said ADA underperformed last cycle, and I was like, what? It's like you guys bought, not you guys, everyone bought ADA between like $2 and $2.50. That's why because we were buying ADA at 12 cents, right? Like that's the thing is like people think things perform wrong, but their strategy is just wrong. So there you go. Hopefully I helped somebody out there. If I helped even one person in the chat right now, that is worth it to me. But here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel of pain and pleasure. Let me pull up chat. I lost chat. All right, spin numero uno. Let's get it. Great content. Shout out to Fabian. I appreciate you, bro. Best range to buy XRP at now, right now. I will say this. Let's see. Yeah, Steven says, I'm glad that I at least recognize the error of my ways, and you saying this was a godsend, Eric. And Frankie, I need matching Lambos for him and her. And I was going about it the wrong way. Slow-mo. Shout out to Steven Atwell. Dude, that's the number one thing is understanding what you do wrong. That's like the biggest thing, right? Because even if you keep making the same mistake and the same mistake and the same mistake over and over and over and over again, as long as you know it's a mistake, there's at least that thing there that you know that's the problem. There's that chance that you're going to be able to fix it over time. Like me, I knew what I was doing wrong, but I'm a little thick-headed, right? So I just kept touching the hot stove, thinking I was smarter than everybody else. Might be a shocker, guys. Not true. Not true. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, understanding your problem is, like, the biggest thing. Steven, the fact that you know what you're doing wrong, even if it takes you a long time to keep correcting it, that's the biggest thing. But, yeah. Let's see. Shout out to High Flying Bikers says, Bitcoin pump or dump short term. Define short term. Are you scalping the 5-minute? Are you looking at the 15-minute? Is it the hourly? Is it the 4-hour? You got to let me know because that is an important detail. But if you let me know in chat, I will give you my opinion for sure. Frankie, give away the sign behind you. Shout out to the Frankie Candle sign. Maybe. We'd have to get another sign, though. Oh, wait. We do have another sign. Bing bong. We do have an extra sign. I will say that. But I don't know if we're going to give it away. I think we have to use it for a set. Rob, revenge trading was my problem as well. Wick, I will sign your calves as many times as you want, my friend. Ender's like, oh my God, he has one. You didn't even know it. You didn't even know it. I'm ready for it, guys. Sign reveal. Yeah, it just sits next to me every stream. But yeah, shout out to Echo Neon, I believe is the name of the company that made these guys. Highly recommend. The reason I have a second sign is because the first one they sent broke in transit, and when we went to send this one back, I don't know, UPS never came to pick it up. They sent like a thing for them to come pick it up, and they had a problem. I don't know why. So they let us keep it. So now we have two signs, a broken one and a not broken one. But yeah, let's see. Tony's like, for a set, my apartment. Let's see. Oh, am I missing super chats here? How many likes do we have? Let me check. Let's see. 500 likes. I think we spun 5 times here. Let me check on the super chats really quickly, guys, so I don't miss anything. All right, let's see here. Oh, wow, guys, I missed a lot of super chats. Super chats. Let's see. Happy birthday, Rob. 50K is... Oh, okay, hang on. I missed a lot more than I thought. Dave Digital said, can I long will 29.7 hold as a stop? 29.7. We're just winging it right now. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see here. 29.7. Potentially, Dave. However, money flow here, I will say this. Money flow here does have me thinking this will be a lackluster pump before going in to put a lower low and breaking the POC. So I would be sitting on my hands if I would be sitting on my hands. Not financial advice. Crypto Billy with the 25 Candles memberships. Thank you so much, Crypto Billy. We love you, bro. Let's see. Dave Digital said 50K is too much to ask this few mods to handle. 50. Oh, the 50K giveaway. Shout out to Dave Digital. Well, Dave, we're gonna have to get some more official, official mods. I mean, you're the leader of the official, non-official, official mods. So you're the team leader. Shout out to Dave Digital. Creighton C says, smash it, smash that dang mouse. 14 weeks, Frankie. We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't gone anywhere in 14 weeks. Smash that evil mouse. You want me to do it? I'll do it. Shout out to Creighton C. We'll have to bring Creighton C all the way to Atlanta to bring him in the studio just so we could smash it live on screen. Is that going to be a new thing in the bull market where we just make asinine, like I'll fly someone out here to do the dumbest thing ever, and like he just comes, smashes the mouse, and leaves? Might be funny. Might be funny content. Shout out to Apples Up North, as always, gifting those Frankie Candles memberships. We appreciate you, Apples Up North. Thank you so much. You're the best. Hannah King, today is not my day. We read that. Hannah, hopefully it gets better. Like I said, don't let it get to your head. Mark Dutch with the membership. Bubba's Crypto with the memberships. Hannah still gifting the memberships. And then Priggy, we answered your question. Tony, we answered your question. Curtis Neal with the 5 memberships. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Inspector Chris said, thanks for hooking us up with that sauce/gravy. Let's go. Shout out to Inspector Chris. I appreciate you, bro. And come back anytime. We got the sauce on the stove all day, every day. Dragon Snort said, could you do a tutorial on how to get into trades using limit orders to minimize fees? Is there some trick to it? I chase price or get charged taker fees. New trader here. Love this channel. Dragon Snort, absolutely. I have tutorials on my channel. I have tutorials on my channel. Tony, you're a menace, dude. I just saw that pop up. I have tutorials on my channel about how to get in and out of trades on multiple exchanges. But they're market orders. I explain how to use limit orders in those videos. So if that's what you're looking for, you could check those out. They already exist. Look for the exchange tutorials, how to long or short Bitcoin. But if you want to, if you want me to go deeper into, like, actually showing you the limit order getting hit, but I think the tutorials on the channel are what you're looking for. So go check that out. But I will be coming out with more tutorials on that very, very soon. Tony D said, should we push give? Okay, I read that already. And then Tony D said, where do babies come from? And shout out to Dragon Snort. also known as dragon stork. We all know babies come from the stork. Tony D, how do you not know this? Did you not take your aviary class in middle school? They tell you where the babies come from. They show you all the different birds, right? And then they show you the big stork one, and then that one's the ones where the babies come from. Didn't know that? Shout out to Tony D. You learn something new every single day. All right, let's go ahead and actually spin this wheel, guys. And here we go. Bada boom. Oh, no, I think we got them. 513 likes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra giveaways. And Rob the Crypto Snob, that one's for you. Oh my God. Shout out to Rob, bro. Yeah, wow. Okay, all right, all those tutorials. Copy and paste all those links, bro. Those are the ones you're going to want to watch. I think I'll probably answer your questions in those videos. If not, reach out and let us know. I'll make another one. All right, let's go ahead and pull up our comment picker. Rob, if you could give me some insight into what our giveaway is, what the video is going to be, and how much stuff, all that good stuff. How many giveaways are we doing? What do we got going on? Let me know, and we'll take a look here very, very quickly, and we'll pick these winners, and then we'll head out, and you guys can enjoy your Friday. And stop listening to this crazy man screaming on YouTube. The one video to choose winners from is Can XRP Make You a Millionaire? Hey, guys, I didn't even think of this. What timing for that video. I didn't even really think of this, but what a time to post that video. Last Sunday, we put, Can XRP Make You Rich? And then literally the next week, XRP rips. Unbelievable. It's almost like we know something. All right, let's take a look here. Anyway, let's see. I don't know how to use YouTube, guys. I'm sorry. I may be able to read the charts, but I cannot use YouTube. Let's see. Okay. Computer's being very, 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 very slow. We're giving away 10 bags of ADA. Oh, wait, hang on. We're giving away 10 ADA bags of 3X giveaways. Okay, shout out to you. So we're going 10 all together. Let's get it. Also, guys, you guys know, if there's one thing I don't really shill, it's like my videos. I will say, guys, like on my YouTube, I've been going through the comments. I've never in my life gotten so much positive feedback on a video, and it goes back to the Bing X volume profile, divergence, trading, how to trade like a pro. The thumbnail says how to trade like a pro. It's a live tutorial we did, and I keep getting messages and DMs and comments that are like, dude, this is the most useful tutorial I've ever seen in any niche. This is the most useful. So I don't know what I did differently than my pre-recorded tutorials, but for some reason, people like that one. Like, I think that's not the most viewed video, but the crowd's favorite video that I've ever made. So, they all say they learned more than they ever thought. I don't know. It almost seems like, I don't know. It's like weird that people are like, not weird, but like I don't know. We get good feedback a lot, but like, I don't know. This one's like weird. I don't know. People must have like, I don't know. Go check that video out, guys. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't know. People loved it. But anyway, what are we doing here? Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. So XRP, what a perfect, what a perfect video. Let's see, get shareable link. Here we go. Don't forget, guys, we have another millionaire pre-record coming out on Sunday for the Sunday Sauce. I'll read you the title. It's already uploaded. It's scheduled for Sunday at 12. Can this altcoin make you millions? And that's all I can see. I can't see the top bullish pick revealed. I'm not going to tell you what coin it is, but check it out. It's going to be a good one. Okay. Let's see. Bada boom. Remove duplicate users. Bada boom. Exclude users. Okay. Boom. Bang. Bada bing. Bada boom. Okay. Here we go. And we're in. Okay. And remember, guys, you can only win. Well, there's only one video. So you can only win one time today. Shout out to Mike. Am I not? Thank you, Rob. Shout out to Mike. Mike says, please do one for Cass to pump those bags. Hey, Mike, I'm not going to tell you what coin we did for the Sunday sauce. I can't. It's top secret information. It could cost me a lot of money. But I'll just tell you this, Mike. Check out that video. You might be happily surprised. You might be happily surprised. I'm not telling you what coin it is. I'm just saying. Eventually, we're going to do one on Cass. But I think you're going to like this one. For no specific reason. Anyway, let's take a look here, guys. All right. Winner number 1. And I'm going to have to write this down, guys. You know what? I'm going to count with the money. Here we go. We should give one of these away. All right. Let's see. Spin numero uno. Here we go. Who's it going to be? For Ada. Oh, let's go. Dana, also known as Life Far Out. I bet you they are in here. Shout out to Dana. Says, is it just my phone that automatically suggests XRP as soon as I type X? Let's go XRP Army. Shout out to Life Far Out. OG of the channel. You've been here forever. So shout out to you. Congratulations on your free bag of ADA. Or no, should it be XRP? I guess it's going to be ADA or XRP. It's whatever Decker the Money Guy wants to do. But I feel like we're going to push him towards XRP maybe because XRP had a big day. But it'll either be ADA or XRP. Maybe it should be XRP because it's an XRP video. But shout out to Life Far Out. Thank you for the continued support. And congratulations on your free crypto. We're going to count it with this $100 bill. Here we go. Next winner. Shout out to Life Far Out. We love you. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, Cardano is the future, says ADA gang. Let's go. Hey, you could be a fan of XRP and ADA at the same time. So shout out to Cardano is the future. I feel like you win a lot, man. This is definitely not your first win. But shout out to you. I guess we'll have to send you ADA, I guess, because that's probably what you're going to want. So shout out to Cardano is the future. Thank you for the support. And here is, we're not giving you this, but we're going to give you crypto. I mean, you don't want the dirty fiat. You want crypto. But there you go. Let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Cardano is the future. Hit that Discord. Go to the giveaway section. Claim your free prize. Next winner, Crypto Addict. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Addict. Says Frankie the blah, blah, blah. That's Frankie the goat. You guys all know goats go blah, 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 blah. Right? Does anyone know the video I'm talking about? There's a video of a goat. It just goes blah, 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 blah. I don't know. That's why I do that. But anyway, shout out to Crypto Addict. Frankie the blah, blah. Frankie the goat. Shout out to you. You're the goat, man, not me. Shout out to you. I do appreciate you, though. We're going to give you a bag of ADA. You're winner number 3. I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Keeping count with $100 bills today. Addict, you believe this? Unbelievable. I got no pens. Anyway, shout out to you, man. Thank you for all the support. And thanks for calling me a blah, blah, blah. Shout out to you. Hit that Discord. Get your free Cardano. Next winner. Winner numero 4. Let's go. Metabice. Let's go. Shout out to Metabice. He's got to be in here, right? Metabice, you're in here. Let me take a sip of the Aztecian while I wait for him to answer. Hang on. Let me do the Metabice call. Hang on. I can't do that, guys. I don't know how people do that. There he is. See, it worked. It's a light whisper gets him in. And then he comes. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, shout out to Metabice. Shout out to you, bro. XRP to 200K. Thanks for the sauce, Frankie. Shout out to Metabice. We appreciate all the content. I almost said thanks for all the content. Thanks for all the support on the content. Shout out to you, bro. You've been here forever. You deserve this. Go grab your free bag of ADA in the free Discord. We're up to $400. Here we go. All right. Winner number 5. Who's it going to be? Let's go. Let's go. The Terrible Trader. Thanks for the sauce. Thanks for the sauce. The Terrible Trader. Let me tell you something. We're going to turn you and the anxious. We have the anxious investor. He's another viewer. And we have the Terrible Trader. And I plan to turn the anxious investor into the confident investor. And I plan on turning you, the Terrible Trader, into the terrific trader. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for always watching the content. And we're going to give you a free bag of ADA. And listen, maybe hold it until you watch some of those tutorials and become the terrific trader. Shout out to the Terrible Trader. We love you, bro. Go back to the Discord. In the free Discord, hit that giveaway section and get your free Cardano. Here we go. Next winner. Winner numero 6. Let's go. TTT. Shout out to Sincere. Avatar 2233. Shout out to you, bro. Says XRP and ADA are religion coins. Kind of, yeah. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. You don't want to mess with the XRP army or the ADA gang. They are very, yeah. You ever meet someone who's like super XRP army or super ADA gang? It's like almost like a religion. Shout out to Avatar. Thank you for watching the content, and I appreciate you watching, bro. We're going to give you a free bag of ADA. I don't know. It's either going to be XRP or ADA, but we're going to give it to you for free. So go hit that free Discord, get in the giveaway section, and go ahead and claim your free prize. Shout out to you, bro. All right, winner number 6. Here we go. I belong to the Church of XRP. Yeah, me too. Oh, Juice World for Life. You've won before, bro. Shout out to Juice World for Life says, bing bong. Do you guys remember when I threw the $2 and then I put my hands down and they landed back in my hands? That was weird. Someone clipped it, I think. But shout out to Juice World for Life. I just watched a Juice World freestyle last night, but shout out, which was fire. Shout out to you, bro. Bing bong. Go to the free Discord, get that giveaway section, and go claim your free prize, bro. We love you. Thank you for being here, and shout out to Juice World. Next winner. Thank you very much, bro. We appreciate you. Next winner. Here we go. We need some ADA emojis. Do we not have an ADA emoji? We should work on that. Shout out to Crypto Lady. Let's go. I just punched my chair. Shout out to Crypto Lady. I got too excited for you. I might have broke my knuckle there. Dang, that hurt real bad. Shout out to Crypto Lady, though. We did it for the ADA. Shout out to she says, XRP is my biggest bag. LFG. It's one of my biggest bags as well. Shout out to Crypto Lady. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking the content. Thank you for being subscribed to the Candle Mafia or the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. And go ahead, hit that free Discord. Go to the giveaway section. Claim your free bag of ADA. How many are we up to here? All right, winner number 9. We got 2 more left. Winner number 9. Here we go. Let's go. Gotta love free money. Frankie, you're the best. Shout out to Sabi's Life. Let's go. You're the best. Shout out to you, man. Crimson Caravan Company. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Are you thanking me for the video or are you thanking me for the Cardano? Let me know. CCC's in chat. Let's get it. You won, bro. Let's go. Bing bong. Shout out to Crimson Caravan Company. Let's get it. Threw some emojis in there for you. And we indeed do not have an ADA emoji. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's continue on here. Shout out to Crimson Caravan Company. I don't even got to say it. You know what to do. Winner 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, winner number 10. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? V-Slim, you got it. Wick 589 rooting on V-Slim. Let's go. Let's see. Hey, Captain V-Slim says hi. All right, here we go. Who's it going to be? V-Slim. Is V-Slim in here? Did he join? Billy Hume. I want to know when this case is going to be over. It's dragging on way too long. Well, hey, Billy. I couldn't say it in the video because I got NDAs and I can't, I can't. The crystal ball gets mad at me. I would have said it in the video, but we couldn't. But now that you're watching this after the fact, let's just say Frankie Candles answered your prayers, bro. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Billy. I appreciate you, bro. Go hit that free Discord. Go to the giveaway section. Claim your free ADA, and then maybe you can go ahead and flip it and convert it or swap it for some XRP. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for watching the content. You know what to do, and congratulations on your free crypto. And with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Don't forget, guys, our show is brought to you by Market Cypher, my favorite indicator, or one of my main indicators. But if you guys want to sign up for Market Cypher, we do have some good discounts down below for you. We also have Lux Algos, my Lux Algo discounts, which are my other favorite indicators. As you guys know, we have really good discounts for both of them. Affiliate links in the description if you want to help the channel out and help us keep on this neon light, or help us replace it when we inevitably give it away to some viewers. But yeah, guys, with all that being said, we are going to be playing Fortnite tonight on the Hit Network Gaming channel. So if you guys are interested in that, go to Hit Network Gaming and tune in. I don't know if they're going to be going before me or not, but I will be joining at about 9:30. So it's going to be fun. If you want to see Frankie Candles get absolutely wrecked on Fortnite, I used to be, I wouldn't say, Tony D used to be cracked at Fortnite. I haven't played Fortnite since like 2018. like legitimately. So I'm probably going to be garbage. So if you want to see me get wrecked, go to Hit Network Gaming at 9:30. We'll be on there playing. And I think we're playing with viewers too. So if you want to play with us, I don't know how you get in to play with us. Joel probably controls that. Maybe Tony D knows more. But if you're interested in playing, maybe reach out to Joel or something. And you can get in there and we could chat and hang out and play some Fortnite. It's going to be a blast. And with all that being said, thank you all for 50K, guys. This was a really big week for me and the channel altogether. Not only 50K subscribers, we've actually gotten a bunch of other good stuff happening like all week. It's been like the luckiest week. And I can't talk about a lot of it, but it's been a big week. But really, we hit 50K subscribers. I love each and every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's absolutely insane we're here. 100K next. Thank you for the best week ever. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. I mean, Monday, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the how many casts do you need to accumulate to become a Caspa millionaire into the next bull market. Did I just give away the coin it was on? Go check it out on the Sunday Sauce video. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Don't tell Ben and TJ I leaked the video. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.
So, guys, if you guys are wondering, hands broken. Hands broken. I'm wrapping it right now. Seems like a fifth metacarpal fracture. They call it boxer's break. It's happened to me before. It'll heal. I think I'm used to this at this point. It's I thought when you break a bone, it's supposed to be stronger. This one just shattered like glass. So yeah, gonna go ahead and head to the ER, guys. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Monday. I'll have a cast on. Well, anyway, hasta pasta. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. It hurts so bad.
Tyler Ramos.